Like 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
The dog days of summer are here, and the Schaumburg Boomers are in hot pursuit of their 5th Frontier League championship. August is packed with big games, family fun, and can't-miss promotions at Wintrust Field. Mark your calendar for Fan Appreciation Night, Thursday, August 28th. Enjoy giveaways all game long, plus an epic drone and fireworks show to cap off the night. Get game and ticket information at boomersbaseball.com. Feel the boom.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
My husband and I were ready to sell our home of 25 years, so we got it appraised. We thought we knew what to expect, but when our home appraisal came back, we felt robbed. Compared to a similar home right around the corner, our appraisal was $80,000 less. That's a big difference. It was the same type of home in the same neighborhood in the same condition and age.
A recent study found that Latino and Black homeowners are about twice as likely as white homeowners to get low appraisals. For example, one Black homeowner received an appraisal more than double the original after removing family photos, Black art, and books from her home. If you believe your home has been unfairly appraised because of race or national origin, that could violate the Fair Housing Act. Contact HUD at hud.gov/fairhousing. That's hud.gov/fairhousing. Everyone has a right to fair housing. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
This is the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Welcome to the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla. On the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Welcome into a new season of Bears football here on ESPN Chicago. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla. It's the pregame show. We will have live coverage from Soldier Field today. Game 1 of the preseason. The Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins face off at noon. You will listen to the game right here on ESPN Chicago. Joniak and Thayer on the call of today's game. You will hear Jason McKee on the sidelines. And we have full pregame coverage starting with Silvy, Waddle, Dionne live inside Gate O from Soldier Field for Game 1 of the preseason. They get things kicked off at 10 a.m., 10 to noon right here on ESPN 1000. Yurko and Peggy have the post-game show here on ESPN 1000 today. The White Sox game will be carried on WGN Radio. So if you're looking for White Sox baseball at 12:30, you can check that out on WGN. And then later on this evening, Cubs-Cards, Sunday Night Baseball will be right here on ESPN 1000 and ESPN Chicago as well today. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla. You can listen to our show weeknights, 6:30 to 8 right here on ESPN 1000. We are presented by Yingling. And Abdalla, here we go. Preseason game number 1, Bears-Dolphins on the lakefront. Beautiful weather for today. And about 18 of the starters will not be playing for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, look, from a fan perspective, it's unfortunate that, the main guys aren't going to be out there. Some of them are going to be out there. If the left tackle battle will happen and continue today, I think that, we can talk about that a little bit, how Ben Johnson kind of changed his tune when he met the media before this game. And how they wanted this solidified before today's game. And he said, this is going to be a process. So that is not moving as fast along as they thought. So today, you're going to get both guys with Braxton Jones and Ozzie Trapillo out there battling for that left tackle position. And you're going to see some of the rookies out there. I would imagine that Luther Burden plays a little bit. Kyle Monungai, who they love at running back, is going to get a bunch of carries today. If you're a Tyson Beagent fan and you want to buy into the Tyson Beagent should be starting over Caleb Williams hype, here's your day, Bears fans.
Oh.
Enjoy it. I agree with most of the talking heads on this station, most of our teammates here, that the starters should be out there. But unfortunately, Ben Johnson, and look, this is something that the Lions have done. The Lions did this yesterday. Their guys don't play. The Lions have never played their guys. Jared Goff hasn't played in the preseason in a long time. And this is something that Ben Johnson has brought over here from Detroit, and the starters, like you said, 9 on offense, 9 on defense, won't be playing today.
Yeah, it was a fine debate that I had with Jonathan Hood and Shane Norling on Friday morning. I filled in for Cap, take that. And that was, it was a good time, but a conversation piece that we were having, because this news broke while we were on the air on Friday morning, was that Shea was pushing heavily towards what you just said. This is how Detroit's always handle it. It's the Detroit way. We're the line, all this bravado and machismo that the Lions bring to the table, because from what I've been led to believe in the last 2 years, this is the greatest football team ever created in the history of mankind. Mm-hmm. The Detroit Lions, who have won absolutely nothing. They've gotten to an NFC championship game. They have not won a Super Bowl or gotten to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So, I get it. That is one way you can go about it. I also have a list here of all of the starting quarterbacks who played either on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
You and I did the same homework assignment.
Yeah, we did separately.
Look at that.
Check the list. Here you go.
Yeah, all right.
So this weekend, here are the quarterbacks who have played. Now, when I say played, it's in a uniform, going out there, taking snaps.
Yeah.
Taking snaps, playing a series, if not more.
Uh-huh.
The names: Patrick Mahomes.
Check.
Jordan Love.
Check.
Justin Fields.
Check.
Russell Wilson. J.J. McCarthy. Trevor Lawrence. Cam Ward. Kyler Murray. Bo Nix. Joe Burrow. Geno Smith. Bryce Young. Drake May. Those are all starting quarterbacks, and we could debate for hours how good each and every one of those guys are. But at the moment, those are starting quarterbacks in the National Football League who all in their own preseason games were taking snaps out there in uniform, going through the pregame routine, getting ready for a game. Mm-hmm. And I think that's
you can add to the list, too, if you want to, because every Giants quarterback played and every Colts quarterback played.
Yeah.
So, their starters... Well,
the Colts I kind of ran past because I don't know if either of their starting quarterbacks are worthy of mention.
But my point is that they played, right?
They did play.
Russell Wilson even went out there and took snaps. He's their starter.
That's my point.
He took some snaps. So, I did the same. Like I said, there's been 28 teams have played. There's 2 more games today, right? So the Bears and the Lions play, and then there's another game later on today. And so right now, it's split. 50% of the teams played their starters and 50% of the teams didn't play their starters. But the 2 guys that you mentioned to me that are most important are Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and that's why that was a conversation we were having on Friday morning, was that, and Bears fans, if you feel differently, you can call us this morning. The phone lines are open at 312-332-3776. I made the point that if you want to mimic how someone's doing something, look at what Andy Reid and the Chiefs do. Look at how they handle the preseason. Don't give me this Dan Campbell biting kneecaps, bravado stuff, because, quite frankly, as a Chicago Bears fan, I understand we have their old offensive coordinator as our coach, and I love that Ben Johnson is here. But I don't really care about mimicking everything they do, because what have they won? Mm-hmm. The Detroit Lions have never won anything. in my entire life. So can we stop with this? Look at what Kansas City did. Look at what Cincy did. And Cincy, I think, is important because Cincinnati is well aware that they have to get off to a good start. And they have all talked about it. And so this year in training camp, they are handling the preseason differently than they have in the past because they are concerned about a quick start, something that Ben Johnson has talked about, that there is a sprint to the start of the season, and this team needs to get off to a good and fast start because they are trying to create momentum. New head coach, new vibes, new culture, all of that mixed in. I am surprised that the Bears head coaching staff looked at today and they view it as a let's punt on some development that could take place. And so that's where we get to Ben Johnson on Friday. So this is also to mix into the conversation. The Miami Dolphins have been in town since Thursday. Mm-hmm. They had a joint practice on Friday. Both the Dolphins and the Bears, for the most part, viewed Friday's joint practice at Hallis Hall as the warm-up preseason time to get work in situation for the starters. And that's why we have this situation today where most of the starters, and I said 18, about 18, because that's loosely the number that Ben Johnson gave to the media on Friday morning when he talked to the reporters up at Hallis Hall before the joint practice. Here's Ben Johnson Friday morning.
All right, man. Feels like game day, doesn't it? That's how we're trying to make it here for our players. So we're jacked up. We're ready to go. We had a nice little walkthrough here this morning. I can tell that they're wired in. And like I said, we have a lot of stock going into what this practice looks like here today. In a lot of ways, I know it's already come out that a few of these guys won't be playing on Sunday, so they're going to get the bulk of the work here today. We'll get a great workload and some new competition. And so talk to Coach McDaniel. I know their team's fired up and ready to go as well, and we'll go ahead and open it up from there.
He would also go on to say about 8 to 9 starters on both offense and defense will not be playing in today's preseason game. Silvy was there in person. Silvy asked a fantastic question, and it's, I think, a question that many of us are looking at when you discuss the reps and the limited amount of time that you have to prepare for the regular season. Why can't you practice hard on Friday with starters and then also have starters get some reps in today? This is Ben Johnson's response.
Yeah, you certainly could, but we have in place a plan for whether it's pregame or after the game the next day, where the guys that aren't playing, they're going to be getting a substantial number of reps that's actually higher than the guys that are playing. So we've talked about it as a staff. We feel very good about this plan going forward, and that's what we're going to do.
So that's Ben Johnson on Friday. That's speaking to the media before they practice with the Dolphins. So things could change. It sounds as if they're not going to, though. Mm-mm. And most of the starters will not play today against the Dolphins in preseason game number 1. I think as we debate this, Abdalla, and then we go to the phone lines at 312-332-3776, it does need to be stated, if this team starts off the season playing good football and the offense looks awesome, none of this really matters.
No.
But if you start off slowly, and from what we've heard in all of the reports during training camp is that the offense has been up and down and very shaky at times, you're only opening yourself up for criticism if things don't go well at the start of the season by not taking advantage of all of the opportunities in front of you during camp.
Yeah, look, this might not matter in December and January, but I think it matters for September and October. I think that especially with a new head coach who has preached that this is a race and we all have to rush to, this is like the finish line is getting closer and closer. We're a month away, less than a month away from the start of the regular season. And we're 4 weeks away from the Bears' first game. I think that, driving in today, listening to Best Week Ever with Courtney Cronin and Peter Burns, they were playing sound from Joe Burrow post-game yesterday.
Yeah.
And he said that, well, we got 15 plays out there, so we're 15 plays better than we were before the game started.
Yeah.
You can't get worse by taking snaps in a game. And don't tell me about injuries, because I've seen a starting quarterback not play in the preseason and then snap his Achilles in the second play of the regular season. So you can go out there and get hurt. the first play of the season or the last play of the preseason. It doesn't matter. It's football. If you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. So to me, even if it's a series, even if it's 2 series, whatever it is, J.J. McCarthy marches them down the field. They kick a field goal. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all you need. Take him out. Whatever. To me, any snaps that you get with the first team offense, with a new offensive line, with 3 to 4 guys that need to play alongside each other and gel and get reps in game situations, because in practice, you're not hitting, you're not really doing much. There's a couple shelled practice, there's a few padded practices, but that's not really, a way to measure. That's why you're still going to see Ozzie Trapillo and Braxton Jones out there today, because they still haven't solidified that battle and who's going to be the starting left tackle. So I don't see a benefit to not starting the guys. Now, again, people can call in at the end of September and be like, guys, they're 4-0. It didn't matter that they didn't play in the preseason. Okay, cool. When we get there, we get there. But as of right now, the reports from practice are that Caleb is up and down, that the offensive line still hasn't been solidified with Braxton Jones and Ozzie Trapillo, that, you're still working on some key positions on the defense, particularly in the secondary. But that, the rest of the defensive guys are set. So that's fine. But to me, the concern is the offense and what Ben Johnson's new offense is going to look like. And look, if Tyson Beagent goes out there today and the offense looks great, we also don't know how much they're changing for Tyson Beagent and Caleb Williams. Like, the stuff that Caleb Williams might be running might not be the same stuff that Tyson Beagent is running. Don't you want to get your quarterback in a rhythm of what a game day is going to look like under this, coaching staff? Like, hey, these guys that aren't going to play, they're not going to dress. They're going to ride the bus. They're going to get out there. They're going to be in street clothes. They're going to be holding clipboards and all that good stuff. Hopefully they don't get run over by official like C.D. Lamb did on the sideline yesterday. Dude, that dude got blindsided yesterday. And then he got penalized.
He popped up, though.
But then he got penalized.
He took the hit and kept going.
So you could even get hurt on the sideline. I know he didn't get hurt, but still, the point is this. Play. Just go out there and play. If you don't want to play in the final preseason game and give your guys a couple weeks off before the season starts, I get it. If they go out there and play next weekend against the Bills, then fine. But I would have liked to see these guys go out there and get some reps in, even if it's one series. Just go out there, run some plays. Even Patrick Mahomes, who is arguably the best quarterback going right now. He might be the best quarterback we've ever seen when it's all said and done. If he keeps accumulating Super Bowls and all that stuff, says, I like to get hit in the preseason. I want to go out there and feel what it's like to be in a game, and then I'll sit the rest of the time. That's fine. 15 plays for Joe Burrow. They're 15 plays better. Why can't the Bears go out there and get 15 plays better today?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's also one of those things I can envision detractors to this conversation suggesting to us and suggesting to others that we're all overreacting. I get that. Nothing has happened yet. Game 1 of the regular season hasn't happened. The Bears are 0-0 in the season. I get it. Perhaps we are. I'm also a lifelong Chicago Bears fan, and we've seen exactly 3 good seasons of offensive football in our entire lives, and I know how this works. We've seen this. We've lived this. We've lived this recently with head coaches in the last couple of go-arounds. And it's the not giving the full effort in the preseason, and then you roll out there, game 1, and the offense looks like a mess. We've seen this.
Yep.
And that's the concern, is that I feel as if we know what's going to happen here before it's even happened, and that's why we're looking at this puzzled, saying, like, why can't you just get a little bit of extra work? And it doesn't have to be a lot. I think the one thing that's understated in this conversation, it's not necessarily the reps in the game. There is also a mental prep to waking up this morning, knowing you're putting the uniform on, knowing you're going through warm-ups, knowing you're doing this, knowing you're getting into your routine, knowing you know what I mean? Like, getting all of that stuff situated at Soldier Field on game day is different than Family Fest. is different than practice, is different than Ben Johnson saying that the starters who are not going to play are going to get work in on Saturday or Monday, 2 off days. Well, I mean, the off days, those are okay, so you're going to do side work, but to me, it's a weird thing to kind of go, a weird path to go down when it feels as if Ben Johnson, to this point, has taken advantage of every opportunity to try and push this team to get better, to tackle in practices. We had a lot of reports this week of a Tuesday practice was, by most accounts, one of the toughest practices they've seen up at Hallis Hall since the Ditka 85 Bears era.
Yeah, they're actually today at Soldier Field. They're hanging a banner in the Ring of Honor that said that Tuesday
practice,
toughest practice ever,
hard practice.
Yeah, it's
super hard.
August whatever,
great
2025, greatest practice ever.
But like to this point, this seems like the first misstep of like trying to get these guys up to speed for Game 1 against the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
We go to Ray in Evanston. You're on ESPN 1000. What's up, Ray?
Gentlemen, how have you guys been?
We're good, man. Back. Here we go.
Abdalla, you like ball?
I love ball. Why do you think I'm here at 8:18 on a Sunday morning?
Love ball.
I love ball. Oh, boys, I miss you guys, man. I can't wait till you guys are out again. We need to finally meet in person. I want to say this about preseason. You know, I think things have changed, right, now that there's only 3 games compared to 4. If they don't want to play, for instance, just the Bears week 1 today, because they had this, inter-squad with Miami, that's fine. I think what's more important now, especially for our team and even across the NFL, is that 3rd game. I think it's vital that starters play at least a half, if not 3/4. And I say this because the old format had 4 games. You didn't play the 4th game, but week 1 started after that 4th game.
Yeah.
Now, after week 3, you still have 2 more weeks before you play your first regular season game. That's a long time if your starters are not getting in-game action, if they don't play much in the 3rd preseason game, and then expect them to perform basically after 3 weeks off of competition. So that's my thought on it. I think that's important for starters to play that 3rd game a lot, but I'll sit back and listen to you fellas. Love you guys. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. I would say this. Caleb Williams has said so. He told Cassie Carlson in a one-on-one on Friday it was posted like Friday morning. I think it was from Thursday, where he said that he wants work in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And he said essentially what Ray was just saying, that they have a month until the first game. So, like, he wants the work. And at the time, he was unaware that he wasn't playing on Saturday or for this morning. But I think that it's surprising to me.
Yeah, it's surprising because before we got the announcement from Ben Johnson, you and I were talking about how it would be out of character for what we've seen from him to not play his guys. Like the way he's got, his foot on the gas every single day, the fact that they take every practice to the very end. They have longer practices when they can. They've used almost all of their padded practices up already. We're still a month away from the season with training camp having a few weeks left. So I assume that they're going to use the rest of those padded practices. You scheduled as many joint practices as you could. You've got the Bills coming in next week. So they're going to have a joint practice against the Bills next week. So you had it this week. You had 4 fights in the quote toughest practice ever, whatever it was, and then you had a couple fights against the Dolphins last week, including a fight between 2 Dolphins players, which is weird. You're fighting each other during a joint practice. But everything that we've seen from Ben Johnson screamed that he would be playing his guys today, and for him not to is just, for me, from what I've seen from Ben Johnson, surprising.
We go to Darren in Haywood, Iowa. What's up, Darren?
Hey, good morning, guys. I think when Mike McDaniel and Ben Johnson talked, I think they decided we ain't going to play our starters either. I don't want my starters out there against their backups. If their starters played, then I could see a lot of griping. But I can't see starters against backups. I can't do it, man. There's no way. because them backups for Miami, if they come across the line and drill up old Caleb Williams because he's trying to make a job or try to get on the team and breaks his damn neck, I don't want no part of that.
So it's because you think backups will give more effort?
Yeah, I think they will give more effort. I really do believe that. You look at last night against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers played their starters, but the other team did not. And Jordan Love got drilled. I don't know how he ever got back up. And one more thing before I let you guys go.
Sure.
Did you see the Jacksonville Jaguars last night?
Long kick? Is that what you're talking about?
That 70-yard field goal.
Cam Little?
Yeah.
Thank you, Darren. Appreciate it.
More like Cam-a-lot. I would say that my counter to that would be, and I've heard a couple people bring that up, my counter to that would be if backups are beating this offensive line, the Bears have bigger problems.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain, maybe it's not working because it's early on a Sunday morning. But
I've heard multiple people call in with that concern over the last couple days.
I cannot comprehend that only starters can play against starters. That to me
happened all weekend.
But does that happen in the regular season?
Yeah, it happens all the time with injuries and stuff.
So wait, so when starters go to the bench in the regular season, the other team starters go to the bench?
Not that I've seen.
But I do not comprehend that thought. I do not understand because their starters are not on the field. My starters are too precious and they can't play against lesser talented players.
Yes.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand it because you want to boost Caleb up? Okay, let him go in and destroy a few backups. Well, why not? Like, to me, it wouldn't matter. Like, this getting together with Mike McDaniel beforehand and being we're not going to play our guys. We're not going to play our guys.
I think they agreed. Yes, I think Darren's right on that.
I agree, too. I know they did that, too. But my point is,
my
I don't
brain
care
can't
what you're
comprehend
doing.
that. Yeah, I don't get it.
Hey, Mike, guess what? I'm playing my guys. I'm sorry. We need reps. You might not want to play Tua because his next concussion might be his last, God forbid. But I'm telling you right now, we're playing our guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. Can someone explain that to me? I don't get that starters can only play against starters. My brain doesn't work. I can't figure that one out. It's Bleck and Abdalla. Pre. How about this? We're back. It's football. We're here. Can't wait.
Look out, football. Here we come.
That's right.
The new home of the Chicago Bears.
Hey teachers, congratulations on another year of being awesome to the students you lead. We salute you. Now it's time to relax and take care of the things you've neglected this school year. When planning for this time, don't forget about your family. And if your family is complete, summer is a great time to take the next step, a vasectomy. Take that step with Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago, because experience really does matter. Especially with this procedure. They make it so easy with their 30-minute, no-needle, no-scalpel, in-office vasectomy. Log on to vasectomychicago.com, read the testimonials, and learn more about their procedure at Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago. With 4 convenient locations in Naperville, Tinley Park, Arlington Heights, and downtown Chicago at Lake Point Tower, now with free valet parking. Their procedure is covered by most insurance, so everything is lined up to make your decision an easy one with Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago. Visit vasectomychicago.com today or call toll-free 877-877-4VAS. That's 877-877-4827.
Hi, I'm Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. And this is our biggest sale ever. Buy a new air conditioner or furnace and get 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Plus, Four Seasons guarantees to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000, guaranteed. Call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call it 664 Seasons.
Thinking about buying a home? Want to improve your credit or learn how to budget smarter? NHS Chicago is here to help with free, expert-led classes that guide you every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or just want to take control of your finances, NHS has the tools and support you need. Classes are offered online and in person. Click the Education tab at nhschicago.org and sign up today. That's nhschicago.org. NHS Chicago, rooted in neighborhoods, investing in people.
The foundation of Little Village is working every day to support small businesses and entrepreneurs right here in Chicago's Southwest Side. From cultural neighborhood preservation to bilingual entrepreneurial workshops and resources aimed at helping local businesses begin and thrive, the foundation of Little Village is building a stronger, united Little Village and beyond. Get involved or donate today. Visit lvcfchicago.org and be part of the path forward for local business.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Great Clips is your answer to back to school. You can get a kid's haircut for just $5.99. That's right, for kids 10 and under, haircuts are just $5.99. For a limited time, no coupon needed. August 4th through August 21st at participating Chicagoland salons. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Bears and Dolphins, game one of the preseason. You can listen to the game right here on ESPN Chicago. Noon kickoff, live at Soldier Field. Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer will have the call of today's game. Silvy, Waddle, Dionne, they have the pregame show inside Gato, live from the Dr. Pepper patio inside Soldier Field. You can stop by, say hello. Did we ever successfully last season get someone to give a beer bong to Silvy before the game?
We're on year 3. And Silvy has yet to do a beer bong before the game. Last I checked, I don't think you can't bring a beer bong into Soldier Field. That's up to you. That's up to you and security. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. That's up to you and security.
I think legally for you and I, we probably should say that you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But we would like to see
I'm not saying that you can't.
It would be fun to see.
There's a difference between could and should, right? Like... It's the classic, can I go to the bathroom? I don't know. Can you? No, may I? Yeah, right? Like,
yes.
I'm not saying you should, but you could. It's a way to drink a beer. What's the difference between me chugging a beer out of a glass or one of those fine stadium cups?
It's true. I mean,
and me chugging a beer out of a beer bong.
It could be a great stadium giveaway.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Not? Why not?
Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you. If you go to the game today and you want to see Waddle, Silvy, Dionne in the pregame show that starts at 10 a.m. when you enter inside Gato. So south entrance of the stadium, you cannot miss them. As you walk towards the seating bowl to go up to the steps and to head to the seats, they are right there. You cannot miss them. There's a huge crowd for the pregame. They've got TVs up over there.
There's a bar right next to them and everything.
Bar.
It's great.
It is fantastic. So each and every home game, 2 hours before the game, you can see them broadcast live for the network pregame. And Bleck and Abdalla, we will be on the air 4 hours before each and every game right here on ESPN Chicago. If you want to join the conversation, you can call us at 312-332-3776. We go to Chemo in Joliet. You're on ESPN 1000. What's up, Chemo?
What's up, gentlemen? This is the first time I've talked to you guys, but you guys are fantastic.
Thank you. What's on your mind?
Beer bong? Seriously? My daughters are doing like with the seltzers. I'm like, oh, that's gross.
Oh, a seltzer bong. Oh.
Well, yeah. Whatever your flavor is.
What's on my mind, hearing you guys talk the last week or so about practice, they're not playing. I played probably for the 2 top winning coaches in Illinois, high school and college. And college was Tommy Thayer's coach at Joliet Catholic, Fort Gillespie. So I'm sitting there I'm 19, 20 years old, for 3 hours doing all this stuff. I'm like, what are we out here for? You talk about 5 o'clock morning breakfast. You talk double sessions.
Yeah.
And I'm a year. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I mean, you're younger than the good kid, 2 years younger than T. Waddle.
Fantastic. Happy birthday.
I'm old. Thank you. I'm old school, but it's all about timing. You need to be out there to run the plays. I don't care if you're playing the third string. I don't care if you're. I played left tackle in offense, and we just beat the heck out of each other for like 18 days straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I just want to say, I know NFL's different. I know they have a lot of money involved, but you need timing. You need to do it.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you, Chemo. Thank you for the phone call. Thanks for calling in. Calling any time. We go to Russ in Palos Heights. What's up, Russ?
Hey, thanks, guys, for having me. Ben Johnson's seems to be a perfectionist. Maybe as we've heard the reports of Caleb not having a real smooth transition to the new system, is suggesting to Ben that he holds back Caleb until there's a little better way to expose how well he can play. Is that a possibility here? Because I just wonder. Caleb is working with that under center set of steps and a drop back set of steps for handoffs and everything else. Those seem to be pretty tricky and need to be pretty much mastered.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair question. Thanks, Russ. Thanks for the phone call. What do you think? The reason he's not playing in the preseason game number one is because he hasn't mastered the offense.
So if he hasn't mastered the offense on Monday night of week 1, are we going to see Tyson Beagent out there?
Well, you know how this city works.
Well,
there are going to be people out there suggesting that the backup quarterback, especially if he plays well today, should get an opportunity.
If you think that the conversation around Tyson Beagent was bad this week, just wait if he plays well today. Oh, the baguettes.
The baguettes.
The baguette, we are back.
Tossing the touchdown.
Welcome back to the Baguette Show.
I thought we'd be done with this.
2 touchdowns, 250 yards. 4 interceptions.
He's not going to play that much.
4 interceptions. He's playing at least a half.
You think he's going to throw for 250 yards?
Have you seen the baguette? He's long and mighty. Oui. I do think, though, that, like, the baguette is a great backup. But no, this is Caleb's offense. Caleb's not going anywhere.
I think he's a perfect backup for this team.
Yeah, he's a great backup for he's a great backup for any team. And if he plays well, awesome. That means you have a viable option if Caleb were to ever get hurt. But there is no way that if Caleb is healthy on Monday Night Football against the Vikings, you're going to see Tyson Beagent out there starting instead of Caleb. If he doesn't, Caleb might take the entire year and not master the offense. Like, there's going to be, even Patrick Mahomes said he was still learning the offense for a few years. Like, it takes a while to completely master an offense. This is going to be a process. But the way you get better is you keep practicing and you take more reps. And he's got to, I would think he should do that today, but he's not going to. But we will see. Hello from the baguette today.
Well, here's what I fear, right?
Grab your croissant.
I don't think
grab your mademoiselle.
Anyone
sit down.
Who's like thinking that maybe Beagent can master the offense before Caleb.
Oui.
I don't think they understand that if, God forbid, Caleb Williams is out for a month, 2 months, if not longer this season, then the season's going to be a wash.
Oh, do not say such things, mon ami.
Oh, oui.
Sit down today, noon, grab your mademoiselle, grab a cigarette, turn on the home of the Bears.
It's Bleck and Abdalla.
Chicago Bears pregame.
Are you looking for a career in the beauty industry? Triton College can help you get there. Triton's new cosmetology certificate program offers hands-on training in a modern professional salon right on campus. With expert instructors, 8-week courses, and affordable tuition, you'll be career-ready in no time. Classes start this fall. Enroll today in Triton's new cosmetology certificate program. Go to triton.edu/cosmetology. That's triton.edu/cosmetology.
The Taste of Elmwood Park returns. It's happening this weekend. Mayor Skip Saviano, what's your favorite part?
Where do I start? The live music, family fun, and sampling from over 20 of Elmwood Park's best restaurants. I love it all. How about you, Carm?
Gotta be the meatball eating contest.
Always a crowd favorite.
And I'm excited to be the honorary MC once again this year.
Join us at the Taste of Elmwood Park this weekend.
Grab your family and friends for a weekend of amazing food, live entertainment, and a true Taste of Elmwood Park.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. Find your next car at hawkauto.com. Choose from 12 Hawk Auto locations at Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 big brands. Save with 0% financing or make no payments for 90 days. Plus save even more with our complimentary maintenance plan. Find your next car at hawkauto.com and drive what I drive. Drive a Hawk.
hawkauto.com.
Financing and plan on select models with approved credit.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sports icon and equality champion Billie Jean King shatters glass ceilings on and off the court in the world premiere play Billie Jean at Chicago Shakespeare Theater. Performances begin July 18. Tickets at chicagoshakes.com.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Bleck and Abdalla, you can listen to our show weekly, weeknight, 6:30 to 8 here on ESPN 1000, and also the pregame show, taking you up to the network pregame show with Silvy, Waddle, Dionne. We'll hand the football off at 10, live inside Gate O at Soldier Field. Bleck and Abdalla, we're brought to you by Yuengling, and Yuengling is now in Chicago after 196 years. You can now enjoy Yuengling Traditional Lager, Light Lager, Golden Pilsner, Black and Tan, and Flight. Abdalla, I know the summer is, now that we're here for football, the summer is coming to a close. So Flight, the summer beer, the beer of the summer, I think is also the beer for football season. Now that we are transitioning from summer into football season, because for you and I specifically, I always feel like once the preseason games start up and we are back in action on a Sunday morning, getting you ready for kickoff.
Summer's over.
I feel like football season's here now.
Yeah.
We're finally here.
And I'll tell you, Chris, that's not a beer you need to bong. That's a beer that you can enjoy.
You enjoy that.
Enjoy a few during the day. Drink responsibly, of course, but that is, it's low carb, which means it's actually good for you. Yingling does not support these statements.
3-1
statements of the Bleck and Abdalla program only.
Adam Abdalla. The statements of Adam Abdalla.
What?
Don't lump me into your
it's
nonsense.
Nutritious.
Don't lump me into your nonsense.
The carbonation's good for the belly?
Don't lump me in with your nonsense.
It's low carb?
No, I agree. It is. Only 95 calories.
That's nutritious.
2.6 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Not a beer you need to bong.
Matt and Streamwood, you're on ESPN 1000. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Bleck and Abdalla. Thanks for taking my phone call. Abdalla, I'm going next week to the game, so maybe I'll get Silvy to do that beer bong for you.
Hell yeah,
Matt.
Matt.
That would be awesome, Matt. Send a picture.
Can I ask you guys regarding, was Declan Doyle, the OC, and the DC up in the booth for the scrimmage, or were they on the field during the scrimmage with Miami? Because I just want to make sure that when it comes to game time,
everyone's on the field for the practices.
For the scrimmage, so they weren't are they going to be up in the booth during the game?
Well, Ben Johnson's on the field.
Dennis Allen said he's going to be on the field.
Yeah, I would guess that Declan Doyle would likely be up in the booth, but
I don't know.
Okay.
I do not know that answer.
Sure.
Well, Ben Johnson was on the field, right? I don't know how Declan Doyle, I don't know how he's going to do it, but Ben Johnson was on the field in Detroit, right? As the offensive coordinator?
I think so.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to, what Declan's
we'll find out today.
Do. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys know was Caleb wearing a wristband? Like, 'cause I know I heard Ben Johnson said he doesn't want to use a wristband when they start the plays. He wants them to know the plays in the book. So, and the scrimmage with Miami, was Caleb using a wristband, do you know, or?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I have no idea. I haven't been to practice yet. It's something that we can maybe relay that message to the network pregame show, because they'll have Courtney Cronin live from Soldier Field, and maybe she could answer that. I don't know.
I believe the pictures I've seen.
Thanks, Matt. Waddle and Silvy were both at practice. Yurko was at practice on Friday, so I think at some point today we could probably get an answer on that.
I think the pictures I've seen, it doesn't look like he has been wearing one. But again, those are just for drills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're just running like 7-on-7 or 11-on-11, and like I don't know if you necessarily need to be wearing one. We'll see in game, I guess. Maybe we'll see next week if they decide to play the starters against Buffalo.
Tyson Beagent is going to be a major story line today. Obviously, for Bears fans, you're tuning in today. There's some positional battles you want to check out, some backups you're going to see out there in a Bears helmet. But mainly, it's Tyson Beagent who will kind of draw the attention of most fans. And you want to see your backup quarterback play well. Tyson Beagent was in studio with Waddle and Silvy this week. He was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And along those lines that Matt brought up with the play calling, the wristband, learning a new offense, like this stuff is complicated. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of NFL fans, a lot of football fans understand that it is complicated for a quarterback to not only play his best at all times, but also to relay all of this information to his teammates.
It's the toughest job in sports.
Tyson Beagent was in studio with Waddle and Silvy, and just listen to this example of a play call for this Bears team. Listen to Beagent explain this to Waddle and Silvy.
We'll do a screen to a screen, right? So we're going to go home to gun tipster right. F. Rikers, kill Kobe Pineapple for man.
Kobe
right?
Pineapple for man.
Yeah, we're going home to gun tipster right. F. Rikers, kill Kobe Pineapple. Hey, we're looking for man right here, Tyson. We're looking for man.
So that's Tyson Beagent with Waddle and Silvy. And then he also went on to tell a story when he first got in the game against the Saints a couple of years back. This is what took place. He gets a big a run, gets a lot of yardage, gets hit, and then immediately the play call comes in. Listen to how he tells the story.
I mean, we're playing in New Orleans. And this is just a vivid memory of mine. I was in the game. We're playing at New Orleans. I had been running the ball a little bit that day, and I ended up keeping one. Dude tackles me weird, thigh, get like a contusion in my thigh, right? It's hurting. I'm walking back, and Getsy is in my ear, and he says, all right, hey, here we go. You ready? We got Ben left tight, F home, fake 19 taxi, Larry F strain, wash show, kill 19 taxi, sift. Come on.
All for what?
What?
All for what?
Well, then I skirted down the sideline for 20 more yards, so we were all good. But I mean, yeah, it gets crazy, it gets extensive out there, which is why you can't. In my eyes, That is the most important thing.
Then he threw 3 interceptions.
But the play clock is at 40.
Yeah.
It starts immediately when the official marks the ball, and then the next play is on its way.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach relays to the headset. The quarterback's either getting up off the ground, trying to get to the line of scrimmage, trying to get the huddle. You get that, and then you have to relay that. And I think most football players would let us common just fans understand that when you hear a play call, like what Tyson was giving to you and what he told Waddle and Silvy.
We'll do a screen to a screen, right? So we're going to go home to gun tipster right. F. Rikers. Kill Kobe Pineapple for man.
So, when you hear that, the players in the huddle are only listening to their specific cue.
They might only need 2 words.
Yeah, and it goes in an order, I would assume, just as a sports fan, that it likely goes in the same order every time. So,
yeah,
it's protection from the line, it's what the receivers are doing, it's what the backs are doing, and then it's, if it's man versus zone, and then he also is saying that they're also giving the kill call, which is the secondary play if they kill at the line of scrimmage to then do something opposite of what the defense is doing. So, most times you're getting 2 calls at once, and they are broken up into pieces, which if you understand the coding, it's not actually as complicated, perhaps, as a player, because you're only listening to your one item. And now Tom Thayer, which you'll hear with Jeff Joniak for the call to today's game at noon, he has talked about on the radio station multiple times that it is way more helpful when you have been in a system for a long time because you are picking up all of everyone else's cues. And then if someone else is missing something or not sure or whatever, you could help each other out. And what he's pointed out is when you look at a new installment of an offense, everyone has a blank slate. So everyone's together
learning the same thing.
Is learning, and thus you don't have experts in the huddle to help out, right? You and I, well, I'll speak for myself. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
So we've got experts. Carmen and Yurko, help us out. They could, right? We got guys who could help us if I can't figure something out.
Yeah.
In the Bears huddle, they're all on the same page right now, right? And if you go back and listen to Tyson Beagent with Waddle and Silvy, he does a great job of explaining that he knows there are guys in the huddle, usually with the second teamers, who are not paying attention and they don't know.
Oh, yeah.
The play calls like he does. And so he explains to Waddle and Silvy that he goes out of his way to say things slowly and enunciate and to explain in the huddle to make sure his stuff is correct so then they can do their job at their best.
Well, I also think what's interesting about what he said is the story he told about Getsy and how he got, hit and then he's trying to get up and his leg is, throbbing and he's trying to get back into the huddle and he's hearing the play call. Now, I don't know how many of these were on 3rd down and the offense was just walking off the field, but Caleb got sacked how many times? 68 times?
A lot.
Okay, how many of those were on 3rd down, take those out. Let's say 18 of them. 50 times he's getting killed back there and then he's lying on the ground and someone's yelling a new call into his headset. So, again, it just emphasizes the fact that they need to protect him better and all this kind of stuff, and he needs to avoid those sacks because they're mostly on him, I would say. But also, think of how long that play call is. You don't think that they would benefit from 15 more options of that or 12 more options of that or 20 more of that or however many it is today? Yeah. Just to get everybody on the same page so Caleb can look at everybody in the huddle and get everybody on the same page and announce the call and then go out there and do that.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that isn't beneficial.
Yeah, I agree. It's Bleck and Abdalla. If you want to join us, you can call us at 312-332-3776. We'll be back.
The new home of the Bears.
Great Clips is your answer to back to school. You can get a kid's haircut for just $5.99. That's right, for a limited time, kids 10 and under, haircuts just $5.99. If summer fun has done a number on your kids' hair, you know what to do. Get into Great Clips. Say goodbye to summer shaggy and hello to a school year sharp cut. Their hair will look great for those first day picks. The skilled salon stylists at Great Clips will even save their haircut details in clip notes. So the next time you come in, it's even easier than the first, and you've got one less thing on your mind. Whether your kid's hair has split ends from the pool, got shoved under a baseball cap all summer, or simply grew way too long, convenient online check-in makes it easy to get in for your back-to-school haircut. Download the Great Clips app today or visit greatclips.com to check in online. All haircuts for kids 10 and under, just $5.99 for a limited time and no coupon needed. August 4th through August 21st at participating Chicagoland salons. Back-to-school haircuts at Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Parent Petroleum, its customers, and the Parent Petroleum Foundation work together to support local charities in an effort to give back to the community. During their annual Pump-a-thon event, with every gallon of gas purchased in the months of July and August, fuel retailers donate a portion of their sales to 4 great charities: Folds of Honor, Living Well Cancer Resource Center, Casa Kane County, and Cal's Angels. Be on the lookout for Pump-a-thon signage at a participating gas station near you. Learn more at parentpetroleum.com.
Patton Oswalt Live, effervescent.
Once you get past 50, everything's fatal. When I was in my 20s, I would walk into propellers and put some Bactine on it. I was fine. And now if a pine cone falls near me, my spine implodes.
Friday, October 10th, the venue at Horseshoe Casino. On sale now at the Horseshoe Casino and Ticketmaster.com. Play smart. Must be 21 or older to gamble or attend events.
Are you confident your retirement game plan is as strong as steel? Hey, it's Yurko from Mitch Lyons Wealth. MitchLyonsWealth.com is full of tools for you to access at no cost to make sure you're positioned to win retirement. Go to MitchLyonsWealth.com today and get a free copy of Mitch's book or his retirement documentary. You can set a no-obligation 10-minute call with Mitch and his team to see if strategies they are utilizing might improve your retirement. That's MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
We're brought to you today by GNC. Hope I'm not interrupting your workout routine, but the GNC Live Well sale is going on right now. Buy one, get one 50% off everything in the store and at GNC.com. That's right, everything. Protein, pre-workout, creatine, vitamins, supplements, and so much more. Go for it all and don't miss out. At GNC, nutrition isn't just the department, it's the whole freaking store. You got goals, GNC has results. Visit your local GNC store or go to GNC.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Advantage Acura of Naperville is your connection to your new Acura. Drive home in one you'll love in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. And every new Acura comes with the Advantage Plus program. Come see them in Naperville or visit AdvantageAcura.com. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Well, when the gates open at Soldier Field, if you get a chance to get in there quickly, you might be able to see the starters practicing because as the reporters are reporting at the moment on the field, Caleb Williams is throwing. Also, Brad Biggs pointing out that today, if you're heading to Soldier Field, the end zones are painted navy.
I can't remember the last time they did this. He said a long time.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
I don't know. Maybe...
As someone who's been going to games as a season ticket holder since the early 90s, I don't recall that at all. I also would say, as a Bears fan, I appreciate that if you're selling full-price tickets for the preseason games, that finally in the last few years that the Bears have been painting the football field. I don't know if many remember this, but like 10 years ago and for many years, the Bears for the preseason would not paint the logo in the middle of the field or paint the end zones. They would just have like the dashed lines like Notre Dame Stadium has.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't do an actual paint job on the field for the team.
Well,
so I appreciate in recent years that in the preseason they act as if it's a real game because, the ticket prices are still full price tickets. So, like, if you're going to the game and you're a fan, you should get the full value of the experience, the environment.
I did a quick Google, and I guess they did it. The Bears didn't do it last year, but when they played in London, they painted the Tottenham, where they played at Tottenham Stadium, they painted the Bears end zone blue.
Well, look up, I guarantee that if you look up the end zones for the Super Bowl played against the Colts, I think the end zone's navy in that game.
Yeah, it makes sense. Listen. Kevin Warren.
But I'm talking
Kevin
about
Warren is sparing no expense.
At Soldier Field, I cannot recall the end zones being painted navy. It looks great.
It looks awesome.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, and if you remember last year, Roma Dunze would have had a touchdown, but he was out of bounds because they didn't fully paint the end zone. So he didn't know he was out of bounds because they didn't fill in the white lines the whole way. They didn't have the thick white end zone line. So he was out of bounds. And we're like, that's an awesome throw and catch touchdown. I was like, no, he was out of bounds because he didn't know where the line was. It's like, good job, Bears.
Starters not expected to play today for the Chicago Bears against the Dolphins, but the starters are on the field right now practicing.
Yeah.
So when the gates open, if you can dash into the seating bowl, maybe you'll be able to see Caleb Williams go through his throwing session that's taking place right now.
I'll tell you right now, for those that were asking, I believe it was Matt and Streamwood, I do not see a wristband.
No, he doesn't have a wristband on right now.
No wristband right now.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on ESPN 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app. We will continue the pregame show as we prepare for the Bears and the Dolphins. Week 1 of the preseason. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
ESPN Chicago.
Take it from me, when you want the job done right, you call the pros. And that's why Chicago trusts WindowWorks. For over 30 years, they've delivered custom windows and doors that fit your home, your style, and your budget. No cookie-cutter stuff, just certified pros who get it done. And it's not just about beauty. These windows can help cut down your energy bills, too. Right now, buy one window, get one free. Dial pound 250 on your phone and say Waddle to book your free consultation today.
You ever notice that some people are picky when it comes to their beer?
Yeah, and Yuengling gets it. That's why they brew a beer for everyone's taste.
You want something light and easy? They've got it. Rich and toasty? That too. Something classic? That's their bread and butter.
So whether you're on the golf course, watching the game, or grilling in the backyard, there's a Yuengling for the occasion.
Check out the lineup next time you're out. You might end up bringing home more than one.
Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlog projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Pick up the ball. This is the home of the Bears. ESPN Chicago. WMVP. WTBC HD2. Chicago.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Welcome in to your football Sunday. That's right, week 1 of the preseason. Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you, the pre-show. Getting you set for the network pregame show with Silvy, Waddle, Dionne, live inside Gate O from Soldier Field. Stop on by and say hello. If you're going to the game, they will take you into coverage of play-by-play with the kickoff with Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer. Today's game, Jason McKee on the sidelines. Bears and Dolphins, week 1 of the preseason. We are here. Summer's over. Football's back.
Summer's over.
Well, it's here, the best part about football season is like the first 2 months of the football season really is still in summer.
Yeah.
So it's great because you get out there at the Soldier Field. You're wearing shorts. You're wearing T-shirts. You got the sunglasses on. It's beautiful. The weather's great on the lakefront. And then, November and December hit, and it's bear weather. The mythical bear weather returns, and we can't wait for that. Bleck and Abdalla, we're brought to you by Yingling, and you can always check out our show 6:30 to 8 weeknights here on ESPN 1000. Also, you can find us on YouTube. Search for the Bleck and Abdalla YouTube channel, brought to you by Yingling. Here's some notes for the schedule today here on ESPN Chicago. So we have Bears football, game 1 of the preseason. You can listen to the game right here on ESPN 1000 and also ESPN Chicago. The White Sox play today against the Guardians. You can find that game at 12:30 with Jeff Meller and the pregame show on WGN Radio. So the White Sox will be on WGN today. And then after the Bears game, after the postgame show with Peggy and Yurko, we will take you to coverage of Sunday Night Baseball, Cubs and Cards.
Oh.
So we have full Bears coverage today right here on ESPN 1000. I do, at some point before we hand it off to Silvy, I do want to get your thoughts on the kid umpire stealing the show last night with the Cubs and Cards, because I'm sure you are very fired up on the little kid with his umpire outfit trying to call the game from the stands. But maybe we'll wedge that in at some point as we prepare for the. Did you see that last night?
Oh, I've got thoughts.
Oh, you have thoughts?
I've got thoughts
on the kid umpire last night.
I've got thoughts.
As the Cubs beat the Cardinals 9-1 last night, and they are now 5 games back of Milwaukee, 67-49 on the season. So Sunday Night Baseball would be heard right here on ESPN 1000. The White Sox today, their day game, 12:30 pregame with Jeff Meller, bumps to WGN. And Bears coverage all day long right here on ESPN 1000. The starters will not play. Well, Ben Johnson told us on Friday before the joint practice with the Dolphins that about 9 starters on both offense and defense will not be starting today for the Chicago Bears. At the moment at Soldier Field, Caleb Williams is going through a throwing session. So starters are on the field practicing, and Ben Johnson told all of us on Friday before the joint practice that the plan was to get the work in around the game. With that said, I do think there's valuable reps in the preseason games, and I'm not quite sure why the reps before the game, the warm-up before the game, is more important than actually playing in the game, because as we saw around the National Football League, Friday night, Saturday, and then also today, many starting offenses and quarterbacks played in the last couple of days here in week 1 of the preseason.
Yeah, about half the teams that have played so far. 28 teams have played so far today. There's 2 games today, Bears and Dolphins, and another one later today. If you look at Saints and Chargers later today, I would assume that the Saints and Chargers would play. The Saints, who cared? They're the worst team in the NFL probably. They'll play their starters, and I don't know if Herbert's going to play for the Chargers or not. But about half the teams in the NFL played their starters, or at least who they believe is going to be their starting quarterback. Like the Colts played both guys. Anthony Richardson left the game with a finger injury. He's going to be fine, but they played both their guys. The Giants played all their guys. Patrick Mahomes played. Joe Burrow played. All these guys played, and I keep going back to this quote that I heard from Joe Burrow on the way in today after the game, after he played yesterday. The Bengals have gotten off to notoriously slow starts in September. They somehow rebound, but then it's a tough division, right? You've got the Ravens in that division. So you've got a chance here to start fast and not just kind of mosey your way into the regular season. And it's been a point of contention for the Bengals, and they believe that playing in the preseason now will get them a faster start. It might not mean anything in December and January, right? As they push for the playoffs and for them hopefully make a run to the Super Bowl, but they think it matters for September. And what Joe Burrow said after the game is, I got 15 snaps in the game. I'm 15 snaps better than I was before the game. And I don't understand why that doesn't apply to Caleb Williams and the rest of the offensive starters. Now, if you want to tell me that certain guys like Montez Sweat doesn't need to play, right? Like if you want to handpick certain guys on defense that don't need to play, I completely understand it. Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, like a lot of those guys don't need the work. Yeah. And Montez Sweat, he's coming off an injury last year. He's banged up all year last year. I understand that. But for Caleb Williams and this new offense, with as complicated as it is, and bringing in Ben Johnson and the way he's handled practices and going full go when he can and using up all the padded practices he can and having the greatest practice in the history of the Bears franchise on Tuesday. If you're getting to the stadium now, I believe they're doing a ceremony in the Ring of Honor.
Oh, are they?
To honor that practice. They're going to hang a banner from the rafters as part of the winning the offseason banner right next to that. Greatest practice ever on Tuesday.
Man, you were drinking a full glass of Haterade this morning. Bears football is back and Abdalla's out.
I just don't understand why this offense can't get 15 plays better today. Why can't you go into this game and say, we aren't where we need to be? We've seen the ups and downs from Caleb. We've seen the ups and downs from the rest of the offense. You know, you've got a wide receiver in Luther Burden who came on late and now needs the extra reps. You don't have your left tackle solidified. I know those guys are going to play. Like Braxton Jones and Ozzie Trapillo are going to play today, so they're going to figure out what they're going to do at left tackle so they can get as many reps there as possible. But you have 3 out of 5 guys on this offensive line, prospectively, that are new. Why not get 15 reps together so they can get some fluidity, so they can gel together? I don't think of a single reason why you can't go out there and do what Joe Burrow said and get 15 plays better. If Caleb Williams is going to get hurt, he's going to get hurt at some point. It's not going to matter if it's preseason or if it's regular season. I gave the example in the first hour. Aaron Rodgers doesn't play in the preseason. He goes out there and snaps his Achilles 2 plays into the regular season. Has nothing to do with how much he played or how much he didn't play in the preseason. So go out there and get some reps and play and get better on offense by 2 series or 1 series or however much it is. I don't see why you can't do that.
So Ben Johnson announced this before the joint practice on Friday with the Dolphins, and I think that is also valued context to this conversation. It's not that they're just punting on altogether the entire week or weekend. It's that the Bears and the Dolphins essentially on Friday treated the joint practice as if it's the game rep. So that's where they got their work. On Friday, one-on-one starters against starters, the Dolphins defense against the Bears' number 1 offense, and then the opposite way around for the Bears' defense against the Dolphins starters, which, from the reports from Friday's practice, the Bears' defense looked good against Miami's number 1 offense. So that's really encouraging news, because I really thought at times last year the Bears' defense really gave up, and they were not giving what we thought that they could give, and there were just essentially situations where it's like you're supposed to be the unit that's supposed to lead this team, and they were just getting punked. So I like to hear that this defense is being aggressive and looking good now in the first joint practice. When Ben Johnson announced this on Friday morning, this was before that joint practice, Silvy was there to ask the question during the press conference, kind of what Abdalla is just talking about. Why can't you get better on Sunday, even though you got the work in on Friday? Why can't you do both? Practice hard on Friday and also roll the starters out on Sunday, today, for this preseason game number 1. Here's Ben Johnson.
Yeah, you certainly could, but we have in place a plan for whether it's pregame or after the game the next day, where the guys that aren't playing, they're going to be getting a substantial number of reps that's actually higher than the guys that are playing. So we've talked about it as a staff. We feel very good about this plan going forward, and that's what we're going to do.
So that's Ben Johnson, and that's the plan. Caleb Williams is on the field right now going through a throwing workout. So it's not getting ready for a game, but he is practicing right now at Soldier Field. The problem is game time set for noon, and he's in just T-shirt, shorts, no helmet. And he's throwing, he's working out, but he's not in full uniform. So, I think there's value. You mentioned the play calls. You mentioned 15 plays. I think there's also value in setting up your routine for game day. So that would be waking up, getting to the stadium, your pregame workout, how you operate the hour before a game, how you operate 30 minutes before a game, how you operate 15 minutes, 10 minutes. You're out on the field, national anthem, coin toss, boom, football is in action.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all of that is valuable opportunity to just get comfortable in your situation, comfortable in your setting. I get it. He's not a first-time quarterback. He played last year. He was out there. Some good, some bad. So, yeah, he's been around the block, but I would assume that if you talk to Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, a part of the idea is getting in the rhythm of just getting back to the way it's supposed to be, and instead of necessarily throwing for 250 yards or multiple touchdowns or I get it. I saw on Friday night Shadur Sanders, a couple of touchdown passes. Very nice.
He looked good.
Looked nice.
Yeah.
I don't think today would have been anything about Caleb putting up stats.
No.
Today would have been about getting to the huddle, communicating what he's getting in the headset. First time in a game situation with Ben Johnson, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? This is a new play caller, new head coach, a new operation at Soldier Field, where at times, Bears fans, we have been told that the communication headsets have gone out. Right? At Soldier Field.
Yep.
The technology there. So, wouldn't that be something to kind of think about and be let's just go through it so we're set, we're ready to go? And if there's a hiccup or something goes wrong, guess what? Next Sunday night, you get the Bills, a second opportunity to run through some of this stuff. New play call, get the play, you get to the huddle, communicate it clearly to your team, get to the line of scrimmage, no false start, no issues, no delay of games, get a clean playoff, hand the football off to DeAndre Swift. Don't get touched. I have no problem. I'm not looking for stats today. I'm looking for all the other stuff to make sure it all comes together.
The problem is, too, that you've been hearing a lot about delayed games in practice because they have officials there that monitor all this stuff and they have a play clock going, with the 40 seconds and everything. And there have been issues getting lined up. There have been issues with false starts and delays of games and all that kind of thing. And, as far as the headsets going out and stuff like that, I don't know if they simulated it or whatever it was with Caleb Williams earlier this week, and they, had an issue with the headset. And, Ben Johnson has talked about how he doesn't want a team that has their hands up in the air because they can't understand the play call or they don't know what's going on. How about you run the plays that Caleb is just supposed to have memorized in his brain in case something were to happen? So he's more familiar with those, right? You're not going to go out there and show everything that you have. It's preseason. You're not going to give teams tape that they can use against you, right? You're going to run pretty vanilla stuff, pretty basic stuff out there. So why can't you just run the stuff that Caleb needs to know, the back of his hand, if that happens on the road or if that happens in a game or whatever? There's nothing wrong with going in and getting some work done today and just being on the same page with everybody. You've got two new offensive weapons out there in Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. Don't you think that valued time between receiver and quarterback and tight end and quarterback is needed? Valuable snaps between DJ Moore and Rome Odunze and Cole Kmet, who had them last year.
What about the offensive line?
Exactly. We talked to Tom Thayer on this station.
Potentially 4 of 5 on the offensive line are new players.
Exactly. We talked to Tom Thayer multiple times about the ins and outs of this offensive line the last couple of years. Since we've been the home of the Bears and had access to a great offensive lineman that is Tom Thayer, right? And what has he said about this? It's not that the offensive linemen are necessarily god-awful. It's the problem has been that you have so many injuries and so many moving parts that there's no cohesion, that these guys need to learn and have the trust that you're going to be where you're going to be without me having to look or know where you're going to be. And without those reps, they're not going to know that. I understand you've got an all-pro guard. You've got Pro Bowlers. You've got all these guys. You've got a high-paid center. You've got all that stuff. You've got Darnell Wright, who's going into his third year. You've got a bunch of guys that have experience, but not together.
Yeah.
And that's huge. And any reps where they in live games where they can play alongside each other, to me, is valuable.
Could you imagine if I just thought about this? The video clips that we're seeing of Caleb Williams throwing on the field right now, it's just him and the receivers, right?
Yeah.
You don't see offensive linemen in front of him, right?
No.
So he's not going to a huddle. He's not mimicking a play call, right? He's just throwing from what we're seeing right now. Could you imagine? Do you remember the video of when Russell Wilson was injured and he was out there before a game going through the handshake line
and high fives
and like getting ready? And then he was, because he knew that the ESPN cameras were following him. It was like before a Monday night game. He was injured. He wasn't playing, but he was like close to returning.
Yeah.
And so Russell Wilson was out on the field calling plays. He was getting down on one knee, calling plays to an imaginary huddle, and then going, all right. And then he would get up to the line of scrimmage, go. And then he would pretend to throw. Could you imagine if Caleb Williams was doing that right now? If he was out on the field with an imaginary offensive line, getting the imaginary play calls from Ben Johnson, and then doing the imaginary, oh, my headset went out. Oh, I've got a freelance. All right, here we go. Kill.
Does he take an imaginary sack? Does he just fall over backwards?
Could you imagine if that was taking place to represent instead of playing in the preseason game? I mean, it's what I thought about when we were talking about the offensive linemen, the fact that they're not out there. Yes, you're going through a throwing session, but it's not the same as calling a play at the huddle, in the huddle, and then getting to the line of scrimmage, killing a play, going to something else. It's just different.
And look, none of this matters if they start, 3-1 in the first 4 weeks before the bye week, right? None of this matters.
If Caleb Williams is an MVP candidate this year and the Bears win 11
matters.
games, it does not matter.
This might not matter for, Saturday, December 20th against the Packers, right? But I'll tell you this.
But
it matters for September 8th against Minnesota. It matters for September 14th against Detroit. Those are two huge games to start the season. It matters for Sunday, September 21st against Dallas. And it matters, Chris, when the entire radio staff is going to Vegas for Raiders and Bears in Las Vegas. Sunday, September 28th.
Yes.
The entire radio station will be going out there. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a time. It's going to be Cap and J Hood. It's going to be Carmen and Yurko. It's going to be Waddle and Silvy. It's going to be Bleck and Abdalla. It's going to be Peggy and Dionne. It's going to be the entire Bears radio team will be out there.
Pre-game show from Vegas?
We're going to be doing the pre-game show. They're going to be doing the pre-game show. They're going to be doing the post-game show from Vegas. TrueFanTravel.com is where you sign up. Buy your package today. It's going to be awesome. Hotel included. Transportation to and from the airport included. A ticket to the game. All-inclusive tailgate, access to all the broadcasts, and much more. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be great. It's the only trip the entire radio staff has ever taken together.
I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be great, and you want to be a part of it. TrueFanTravel.com. Get signed up today.
But that game is like a month into the season.
Yes, it is.
So, here's the disclaimer. I'm 40 years old. Lifelong Bears fan. Always been a Bears fan. Abdalla's the same. I've seen this team struggle out the gate. I've seen this before. And that's why we are kind of shouting about the concerns of not being ready for week one, because I've seen the sloppy reports in training camp from an offense. Then that leads to game one where the offense can't move the football and the quarterback is struggling. I've seen this. As a Bears fan, I've seen this before. I would prefer to hear about clean practices and an offense that's, playing well, and then week one, the surprise of the National Football League because they post 42 points on a really tough Minnesota Viking defense on national TV. And your quarterback throws for 3 touchdowns, takes no sacks. no picks, and the Bears are just running wild on the National Football League from week 1. That's what I would like to see.
How'd the offense look last year against what was supposed to be the worst team in the NFL?
It was dreadful. The way they started last year against the Titans was dreadful.
They were the worst team in the NFL. They got the number 1 pick in the NFL. Your offense couldn't do crap against the worst team in the NFL last year. Luckily, your defense showed up because the Titans were literally giving the game away to the Bears, not because of how the offense looked, but because the defense played so well.
Well, what if we order up a hot and fresh performance from J.J. McCarthy like we got from Will Levis last year? Because Will Levis stinks. So what if J.J. McCarthy pulls a Will Levis? Then maybe the Bears are okay.
I'll tell you this. You got 2 gifts now from the Vikings.
Yeah.
Don't root for injuries. Never root for injuries. But now you have a suspended wide receiver and an injured wide receiver. They might ask Viking Scott to go out there and play wide receiver for them if he can.
Rondale Moore yesterday suffered a significant left knee injury.
He's going to be out for the year.
He was carted off. He had his towel over his face. He was distraught. They were holding his knee in place. And the Vikings said that he will be out for the year. So, yeah, the you may get a gift in that game against a Minnesota offense that's not running at full go, but
which is why it's even
J.J.
more
McCarthy
important.
played yesterday.
Yeah, he did play because he didn't play last year. There's teams that are playing. There are guys that are number 1 picks played, and everyone else and grizzled veterans of the NFL played.
We will go to your phone calls next. The Bears are not playing most of their starters today against the Miami Dolphins in week 1 of the preseason. Should Caleb be out there? Should he just go through the motions with the head coach in his headset? Should he get to the huddle, call the plays? What do you think, Bears fans? 312-332-3776. Bleck and Abdalla, we'll be right back.
ESPN Chicago.
White Sox fans, don't miss out on great promotions during the Twin Series, August 22nd through the 24th. Starting off with Elvis Night and a post-game fireworks show presented by Beggar's Pizza on Friday, August 22nd, a 1980s sweater vest presented by Rate on August 23rd, and a Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead presented by United on August 24th. There's something for everyone. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/promos.
The Taste of Elmwood Park returns. It's happening this weekend. Mayor Skip Saviano, what's your favorite part?
Where do I start? The live music, family fun, and sampling from over 20 of Elmwood Park's best restaurants. I love it all. How about you, Carm?
Gotta be the meatball eating contest.
Always a crowd favorite.
And I'm excited to be the honorary MC once again this year.
Join us at the Taste of Elmwood Park this weekend.
Grab your family and friends for a weekend of amazing food, live entertainment, and a true Taste of Elmwood Park.
Has the excitement of betting turned into worry? Feeling overwhelmed every time you roll the dice? Problem gambling doesn't just affect your wallet. It can impact your health, relationships, and peace of mind. But there's hope. Gateway Foundation is here to help you take back control of your life with personalized treatment options. You don't have to face this alone. Call Gateway Foundation today at 844-444-5780. That's 844-444-5780.
Do you ever scream at your screen when your 5G internet freezes? It's the worst. So why not switch to Astound? Wi-Fi that just works. With Astound Wi-Fi, you'll rage less, buffer less, and live more. Lock in gig speed Wi-Fi for just $35 a month, guaranteed for 3 years. Plus, get up to a $200 Amazon gift card. Astound Wi-Fi, it just works. Visit astound.com today.
Save big money on new siding now at Menards. Update the look of your home and save big on Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This easy-to-install, low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and is available in 16 color options. Hurry in and save big money on Cedar Creek vinyl siding today. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Advantage Toyota of River Oaks has all the new Toyota vehicles you've been looking for. If you're not driving home in your new Toyota in less than 60 minutes, they'll make your first car payment. Every new Toyota comes with the Advantage Plus program. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details or visit AdvantageToyotaRiverOaks.com.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Bleck and Abdalla, we are hanging with you until 10 o'clock, and then we will hand it off to Silvy, Waddle, and Dionne inside Gate O, live from Soldier Field as the network pregame show starts for Bears and Dolphins, week 1 of the preseason, and you can listen to the pregame right here on ESPN Chicago. Joniak and Thayer will have the call of today's game. Bears football back on ESPN 1000. You can listen to it right here on ESPN Chicago. Abdalla, Silvy's on the field right now, sending you a picture of Tua Tagovailoa, and it looks like he is going through a fake workout. Is that what we're seeing? The Russell Wilson workout here from Tua? Is that what he's doing right now? Yeah. I see a picture that Silvy sent us from the field where Tua's doing like a fake handoff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're going through the motions, you know. If that's what they want Tua to do all year, is hand the ball off so he doesn't get hurt again, then by all means, yeah, why not?
Bleck and Abdalla on a Sunday morning, going coast to coast with the ESPN Chicago app. Let's go to Tyler in New York, listening on the ESPN Chicago app. What's up, Tyler?
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're good, man.
Long-time listener.
What's going on, man?
And also fellow LHS grad. Go Cats.
Hey,
oh, really? What year?
Yes, 2017. So I'm a relatively recent grad.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. So first, I have 2 points. First off, have to respond to your first point on whether or not Caleb and the starters should play today. I think absolutely not. I think, him getting hurt the juice is not worth the squeeze. Would Joe Burrow have the same quote of absolutely got 15 plays better if he would have gotten, God forbid, seriously hurt? I don't think so. I think he would have wanted to play the whole year. And it leads into my second point. Sure. In Ben we trust. In my adult life, we've had Tressman, Fox, Nagy, and Eberflus. In Ben we trust. We just have to give him the dice, let him roll him, and trust him how he does. He was the number one candidate. I think he was the best candidate out there. I think he's going to be a heck of a coach. And when's the last time we've heard the pads plackle? All the reports I've been reading is it's been hard-hitting, hard-nosed Chicago Bear football. The last 10 years, it's been, got to get back to the tape and, we'll see what happens. And it's been a breath of fresh air. And in Ben, we trust. If he doesn't want to play the starters, let's not play the starters. Let's not get hurt going into week 1.
Okay, good call. Thank you, Tyler. Call again, okay, man?
Will do. Thank you, guys.
There he is, Tyler, on the Bears. Yeah, I would say...
I do understand that point.
Yeah, I understand. I think it feels a bit... I don't want to say out of character for Ben Johnson. I'm surprised based on the way he's handled the offseason program that he's like pulling back a little. Does that make sense? Like it's odd to me that it feels like he has kind of turned up the intensity up at Hallis Hall in all aspects of preparation. Because like Tyler's right. Previous head coaches didn't seem like they knew what they were doing. And so they thought that like Cadillacing it through the summer and in training camp was going to lead to not getting injured in the regular season. I've got quotes from Matt LaFleur this week in Green Bay talking about how the Packers have data that suggests that players who play in the preseason are less likely to get injured within the first 2 months of the NFL season. So, like, there's information out there suggesting that waiting around for the season to start without the work is not actually beneficial if you are trying to, quote, avoid injury.
Yeah.
The data doesn't support that. So I don't think that like if you want to say we're getting in our work in other ways, okay, then yeah, maybe like Tyler said, in Ben we trust. We'll figure it out from there. If you're just avoiding injuries, I don't know if that's correct. Football players could get hurt on any play, but I don't think that and Matt LaFleur talked about it last week to the Green Bay media that the data suggests that players who play in the preseason are less likely in the first month of the season to get injured.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand the let Ben cook crowd that says, hey, this is what we wanted. Everybody wanted this guy as the head coach. Everybody said, let's do that. You know, like if Mike Vrabel was here, the Patriots played their guys. Drake May played. So if Vrabel got the job, then maybe we're talking about Caleb Williams playing today, you know? With Ben Johnson coming from Detroit, when he was there, Detroit never played their starters. Jared Goff never played, and he didn't play this week. So it's not something that's out of the, like we could have seen this coming from Ben Johnson, you know, and I do think that he puts a huge value on what they do in the padded practices and what they do in these joint practices this week with the Dolphins and then next week with the Bills. So if he even said that there's a chance that they play next week against the Bills, so maybe we will see them depending on how that practice against the Bills looks. But I would say this to the injuries. Like, again, Aaron Rodgers doesn't play in the preseason. He got hurt 2 plays into the regular season. It can happen to anybody. Caleb Williams could plant wrong and tear his ACL in practice. Is he not supposed to practice until the regular season starts? Like, you can get hurt multiple ways in football. It's football. He could get sacked week 1 against the Vikings have a great defensive line. Everybody knows what Brian Flores brings. He could easily get hurt week 1. And then what? Should he not have played? Like, I understand that you're going to put more of an emphasis on getting hurt in the regular season than in the preseason, but that doesn't mean that the guys shouldn't play in the preseason.
We continue this conversation next.
The new home of the Chicago Bears.
Are you ready to get off the bench and into the game with a great new career? Then ETI School of Skilled Trades is just what you're looking for. As the Chicago area's premier welding and HVAC school, we've helped thousands of people just like you get started in great new careers. Step up to the plate and swing for the fences with a brighter future. Learn more at eticampus.edu or by calling 888-830-7678. ETI, it's your future. Own it.
The dog days of summer are here, and the Schaumburg Boomers are in hot pursuit of their 5th Frontier League championship. August is packed with big games, family fun, and can't-miss promotions at Wintrust Field. Mark your calendar for Fan Appreciation Night, Thursday, August 28th. Enjoy giveaways all game long, plus an epic drone and fireworks show to cap off the night. Get game and ticket information at boomersbaseball.com. Feel the boom.
Jan from Toyota here with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long!
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
Tired of losing power? Feeling powerless? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. Power your sump pump, your fridge, your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling so your home stays safe and comfortable. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois.
Right reasons. Call it 664 Seasons.
Great Clips is your answer to back to school. You can get a kid's haircut for just $5.99 for a limited time. That's right, for kids 10 and under, haircuts are just $5.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time, too. Download the Great Clips app or visit greatclips.com to check in online. All haircuts for kids 10 and under, just $5.99. For a limited time, no coupon needed. August 4th through August 21st at participating Chicagoland salons. Great Clips, it's going to be great.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast. We're going behind the scenes with the creators behind Marvel Comics, the stars of the MCU, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
celebrate the legacy of your favorite Marvel adventures and characters. The official Marvel Podcast.
I think this show's going to be a real treat.
New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Sports icon and equality champion Billie Jean King shatters glass ceilings on and off the court in the world premiere play Billie Jean at Chicago Shakespeare Theater. Performances begin July 18. Tickets at chicagoshakes.com.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
We are 24 minutes away from the network pregame show with Silvy, Waddle, and Dionne live from inside Gato at Soldier Field. If you're entering the south end zone, you will pass right by the Dr. Pepper patio, and that's where the ESPN Chicago broadcast team will be located as they get ready for the Bears and the Dolphins. Week 1 of the preseason right here on ESPN Chicago. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla. If you want to join the conversation, you can call us at 312-332-3776. We'll go to Mike in Elgin. You're on ESPN 1000. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
We're good, Mike.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm a Bears fan for a long time. I have my friend has season tickets. He gives me a couple tickets a year.
Nice.
I see a lot of pros like Joe Burrow's playing and all these other stars are playing, and why can't they have one series? I guess they're not. Ben Johnson doesn't have sounds like in this press conference he has confidence in his offense right now, and he could just snap the ball and do little screens or something with and stuff like that. But it sounds like doesn't have too much confidence in his offense right now. And it's going to be a little work in progress, I guess.
Yeah,
what
Mike,
do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is a work in progress. Nobody was expecting this offense through the training camp periods to be perfect. I think the concern to many is that we've seen the reports for the last 2 weeks that there's like a day or two that are good, and then there's a few days that are bad. And it's not really leaning towards always being good. It seems like there's a lot of delay of games, false starts, and procedural issues taking place right now. And a great place to practice that, I would think, would be in a game. That's just me. To the last caller's point, to Mike's point, starters who started games on Friday or Saturday here in week 1 of the preseason, this is the list of names around the National Football League who played either yesterday or Friday night. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, J.J. McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence, Cam Ward, Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, Geno Smith, Bryce Young, Drake May. So half the league is starting and playing a series, if not more. Some are playing more. Some, like Mahomes and the Chiefs, go through a series, and that's it.
Yeah.
They also have won multiple Super Bowls. I tend to lean towards if the Chiefs are doing it, it's probably a good idea. That's just the way I would handle my business.
Yeah, I think, too, that, even if you don't, there's ways to protect Caleb Williams in these games, too. You can have him run through the entire play call of a full play, get out there, get in the huddle, run a full play call, and everybody in the huddle knows damn well he's just going to hand the ball off to someone, whether it's Roschon Johnson or DeAndre Swift or Kyle Monangai, whoever it is, and they're just going to run the ball, and he's going to avoid injury. Regardless of what the play call actually is, you can run the full thing, and then he's just going to hand the ball off, right? Because if we keep hearing about delay of games in practice and in these joint practices, if the pre-snap issues are continuing to happen, that is going to translate. And the best way to fight that is to get practice in games because you only have a month to get that stuff down before the regular season starts.
We go to Jason in Oswego. You're on ESPN 1000. Hello, Jason.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're good, man.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
But I've been listening for the last couple of days about you guys and Caleb Williams. I'm kind of with Shay's take, but for different reasons. I lead guys in construction for a living.
Yeah.
And if, Ben Johnson's system is the most difficult we've ever seen. Why run him out there if he's not ready? Because that'll bruise his ego, and then it'll be a lot worse than if he gets the reps, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, like if they're not ready to go, and thank you, Jason, thanks for the phone call, don't put him out there if it's not ready. Oy. I mean...
So if he's not, I'll say...
Well, things better be perfect against Minnesota for week one.
If he's not ready week one, if he doesn't have a full grasp of the entire iPad's worth of playbooks, are we to not put him out there week one against the Vikings? Are we just supposed... What if he never gets it? What if he doesn't have a full grasp until week 17? Do we wait until the final week of the season?
Jeremy in Phoenix, listening on the ESPN Chicago app. What's up, Jeremy?
Yeah, I was kind of agreeing with you guys. Like, I feel like Ben thinks he's not ready. So that's why he's going with Beagent. Maybe he thinks Beagent has a little better grasp of the system.
Ooh.
And, I know it's tough to hear, but because you're not going to practice like they are and, do the toughest practices and start tackling early and then not put them out there.
Okay. All right, Jeremy. Thanks for the phone call. I have no inside information, but I would have to guess that the decision to play Beagent today has nothing to do with grasping the offense. I think it has everything to do with the way they're mapping out how they're getting their work in, and that's the way that they're planning it. I don't think it has anything to do with Beagent looks better, so we're going with Beagent. I don't think that's the concept here.
No.
I get that a lot of fans are pointing to that, and even more fans will point to it tomorrow if he plays really well. If Beagent goes out there today in the first half and plays well, like I know that the Beagent fans, the baguettes, are going to want the baguettes.
Yeah, look.
They're going to be out there calling the radio station, but that I don't
they're already lined up for tomorrow at 7 a.m. with Cap and Jay Hood.
I don't think, I think Cap's going to take a full 3 hours show's worth of calls on the kid umpire.
Let me
the little kid umpire, the Cubs Cardinals game.
Give me a minute on this kid.
But I don't think that that's the way that the team is operating.
There is not a chance in hell that Ben Johnson took this job because of Tyson Beagent. Okay?
Oui.
Courtney Cronin has been on record multiple times on this radio station and in print saying that he took this job because he likes Caleb Williams. So, yeah, sure, Beagent's starting today. Does that mean that Jared Goff wasn't ready every single game last year in the preseason or the year before or the year before? Did he I don't even know who Detroit's backup is. Did he like Detroit's backup last year better than Jared Goff? Until Jared Goff got a grasp of the play. No, this is how the Lions have done it, and apparently Ben Johnson is bringing that over to being a head coach here in Chicago.
Lewis in Elk Grove Village, you're on ESPN 1000. Hello, Lewis.
Hey, what's going on to you guys? Happy Sunday and happy Bears Day.
Happy Football Sunday. What's up?
I just want to say I think everybody needs to relax. We're putting too much stock in the preseason. Preseason is for guys who are trying to make the team. Practice is where the starters get the reps, and that's where they're growing involved because they're the ones that are getting most of the reps. So we know what Caleb is. I saw Caleb do some unbelievable things last year. This is his second year. So just let it evolve, let it grow. I don't necessarily need to see him preseason. As long as he's ready to go the first game of the season, then we'll know, and, hopefully things evolve and continue to grow.
Okay, we got you down, Lewis. Thanks for the phone call. 312-332-3776. Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you until 10 o'clock right here on ESPN 1000. The Bears coverage continues with Waddle, Silvy, Dionne, the pregame show, and they will get you set for kick. Joniak and Thayer will have the call of the game at noon. Bears preseason game number 1. Bears hosting the Miami Dolphins today on ESPN 1000. Abdalla, do you want to play a little game? Door 1 or door 2?
Oh!
Door 1 or door 2?
I haven't played this game in a while.
It's been a minute. Long summer.
Door
a lot
3.
of White Sox
Door 3.
baseball this summer. We have not played this game in a moment.
Door 3.
Door 1 or door 2? Where should we go? Door
2.
1 or 2? You want 2? We'll go with, all right, I'll give you 2.
Okay.
You want 2 today?
I do want 2
All right,
today.
door number 2. We go to Eddie on the north side. Hello, Eddie.
Hey, boys.
Good morning, boys. So, what did you guys think about preseason when Eberflus was coaching or Nagy?
Eberflus.
Did you change your mind now since we have a new coach in the disastrous season last year?
No, I've always thought there's valuable reps in the preseason.
Exactly. I mean, what? So
with Nagy
Burrow
or
and
Eberflus?
the best quarterbacks need reps before Caleb Williams does? I mean, come on, give me a break. Sanders looked just like Caleb Williams does. I watched some of that playing, and it's exactly what he does. He hikes the ball, he moves to the left or right, spins around, and maybe he doesn't get the ball quick enough, but he makes plays like that, and that's exactly how Caleb Williams plays, exactly how that guy plays. And I wouldn't be surprised if he starts for the Cleveland Browns, that guy. But the big problem is they gave all that money to Deshaun Watson. Is what are they going to do about that then?
Yes. Who would you take straight up? Who would you take? Shadur Sanders or Caleb Williams? Eddie, go.
I don't. I want to see how they play out.
Okay.
Do you guys think he's going to start this
I
year
think
for
I know how
Cleveland?
this. I know how this plays. Okay, Eddie. If you had to save one, you have one life jacket. You have to save one. Caleb Williams, Shadur Sanders, or Tyson Beagent. Who are you saving?
I would probably save Caleb Williams because he's got some time under his belt.
All right.
Okay.
What a surprise. What a
Guys,
pleasant
the other
surprise.
thing is Beagent in his interview on your station, they were pressing him about, how was it to, get another offense? And he goes, well, it wasn't bad. I mean, if it wasn't bad for him to take in, why is it so bad for Caleb Williams to take in?
Who said it's bad for Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams didn't say it's bad.
No, but everybody on the station, well, he's got to learn a new offense again. He's got to da-da-da-da-da. It's the third one, and, this and this and that. But you have a backup that's saying,
Second one.
it's not that bad.
Eddie, after today, do you think if Beagent plays well, we should think about maybe starting Beagent?
I don't know, but my prediction, and I don't know if you guys heard it on the radio, I
tune in
predict
for
that
your
J.J.
prediction.
McCarthy
Which show,
will have better stats and a better record than Caleb Williams will.
Okay. Better stats than Caleb. All right.
Yeah.
We'll keep our eye on that.
I don't know. I don't. How did he even do in his?
He was okay.
Yeah.
He was all right.
Yeah, he was fine.
All right, thank you,
I
Eddie.
wanted the Bears to draft that Tanner McKee in the late rounds before, and they never did. He looks absolutely spectacular.
All right, thank you, Eddie.
All right. Bye.
Door 1, door 2. We go to, I gave you door 1, or door 2.
Door 2. Time for door 1.
Door 1, Chase on the south side. Hello, Chase, your rebuttal.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Good morning. Happy Bears Day.
Okay, happy Bears Day, Chase. What's going on?
Hey, so I'm just listening to everybody's complaints and frustration.
What'd you think of Eddie's call?
Is Eddie being Eddie. Same, never cease to amaze me. That's still Eddie being Eddie, so that's all I can say. You guys should have asked him who would he say. Would it be J.J. McCarthy? That's who you guys should have asked over Agent. That's what you should have did. That would have been, you see what he said then. But like I said, I kind of understand everybody's angst because think about this. If, let's say, for example, if the Washington Commanders decided, because they didn't play Jaden Daniels, right? And, you don't hear the Washington fans complaining, right, about why he should play. If the Bears had won 12 games and Caleb looked like kind of similar to what, had a good, same season, we wouldn't be hearing none of it. This team, we got to remember, this team has won 5 games last season. They haven't been to the playoffs in, 10 years almost feels like? I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in over 15 years. I mean, they've done more losing than winning, so they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? It's just they don't. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people are kind of annoyed about the fact that the players aren't playing. It has nothing to do with refs and this and that. It's just that this team has been bad for so long that
correct.
Any other team, if it was let's say the Eagles decide not to play. The Eagles didn't play their starters. You don't hear Philly. Well, Philly fans always complain, but still, if we had a team that won a Super Bowl, you think we'd be complaining? No. The Baltimore Ravens didn't play Lamar Jackson. You hear Baltimore Ravens fans complaining? No. I mean, Lamar Jackson won MVP. If Caleb won MVP last season, do you think we'd be sitting here complaining about him not playing today? No. So I think that's what the point is. It's all about the fact that this team has been bad for the last decade, and they deserve every little thing. So any little thing they do that kind of raises eyebrows is going to be criticized because of the unsuccess they've had over the years. So that's why there's so much skepticism about everything. It's
thank you, Chase. I got absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for the phone call. And actually, I think it makes a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Commanders. They are not coming off of a 5-loss season with a new head coach. The Commanders went to the playoffs, looked awesome doing so.
Yep.
And they have the same offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, if they don't want to play Jaden Daniels in the preseason, they've kind of earned that right. Like Chase was saying, the Bears won 5 games, quarterback up and down, and this is a new offense.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's where, and how about that? No music for Chase.
All right.
That's pretty good, right? I think that was a pretty good call. That was a decent call. Give him credit. That was a good call.
Giving him credit.
Bleck and Abdalla here on ESPN 1000.
Chicago Bears pregame.
Hey, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back yelling at you? Or walked downstairs without groaning step by step? I know exactly what that's like. I've felt those aches and pains as well. It's easy to think, hey, I'll tough it out. Maybe it'll fade. But nothing changes. Hey, it's your friend Tom Waddle here, and I want you to do what I'd tell any teammate to do. Call Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics. Their regenerative treatments help your body restore and repair damaged joint tissue. No scalpels, no pills, no long recovery, just real lasting relief. Bring your x-rays and MRIs for a free, no-pressure consultation. They'll tell you honestly if you're a good fit. They even have Saturday appointments as well. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back without groaning every step. Call QC Kinetics right now at 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Do you ever scream at your screen when your 5G internet freezes? It's the worst. So why not switch to Astound? Wi-Fi that just works. With Astound Wi-Fi, you'll rage less, buffer less, and live more. Lock in gig speed Wi-Fi for just $35 a month, guaranteed for 3 years. Plus, get up to a $200 Amazon gift card. Astound Wi-Fi just works. Visit astound.com today.
Patton Oswalt Live, Effervescent.
Once you get past 50, everything's fatal. When I was in my 20s, I would walk into propellers and put some Bactine on it. I was fine. And now if a pine cone falls near me, my spine implodes.
Friday, October 10th, the venue at Horseshoe Casino. On sale now at the Horseshoe Casino and Ticketmaster.com. Play smart. Must be 21 or older to gamble or attend events.
The Taste of Elmwood Park returns. It's happening this weekend. Mayor Skip Saviano, what's your favorite part?
Where do I start? The live music, family fun, and sampling from over 20 of Elmwood Park's best restaurants. I love it all. How about you, Carm?
Gotta be the meatball eating contest.
Always a crowd favorite.
And I'm excited to be the honorary MC once again this year.
Join us at the Taste of Elmwood Park this weekend.
Grab your family and friends for a weekend of amazing food, live entertainment, and a true Taste of Elmwood Park.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's why when it comes to hard work, nothing works harder than a Chevy Silverado. Check out the full line of Silverados at ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
It's the Game Day Tailgate Show with Bleck and Abdalla on the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Thank you to Hannah LaMotta, Justin Pottinger, and Eric Ostrowski for producing today's show of Bleck and Abdalla, the pre show. Check us out on YouTube this week, Bleck and Abdalla. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where you'll find us this upcoming week. And we're brought to you by Yingling. And we are moments away from the network pregame show live inside Gato at Soldier Field, 5 minutes away. Waddle, Silvy, Dionne, they'll get you set for the Bears and the Dolphins, week 1 of the preseason, right here on ESPN 1000. Jonak and Thayer have the call of the game. Jason McKee on the sidelines. Yurko and Peggy have the post-game coverage. And later on today on ESPN 1000, we'll have Cubs-Cardinals Sunday Night Baseball. And if you're looking for White Sox baseball today, 12:30 White Sox pregame with Jeff Meller will be bumped to WGN. So shout out to WGN for helping us out today. Bears football on ESPN 1000, White Sox on GN. The Sox face off against the Guardians at home at 1:10. Abdalla, you have a minute to address the kid umpire.
The umpire kid.
The Cubs-Cardinals kid that aggravated many last night.
Okay, well, this started on Friday night, and to me, there is absolutely nothing funnier than a grown-ass man and David Kaplan screaming because his team...
So this is more of a cap take than it is a kid umpire take?
I don't care about the kid umpire. Whatever, do your thing. You want to cosplay at a baseball game, do whatever you want to. That's fine.
So what, he's in full uni?
Full uni, everything, pad and everything. and Cap, his team is getting their brains beat in 5-0, and this dude is screaming, having the absolute most crash out. And then guess what? Yesterday, the Cubs win, and all of a sudden he's like, listen, the kid's not for me. But, okay, just wait until tonight. If the Cubs get killed again, he's going to be screaming about this kid. If they're winning, he's not going to care. This a grown-ass man going after a child for just having fun at a baseball game.
So it's like a little kid, or
no,
is
he's
it
like 13.
All right, like a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
I mean,
he'll get sorted out at school. You don't need to pile on.
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
Sorted out.
You know what it means.
Having cool hobbies as a young kid usually turns out to be great when you're older.
Yeah, sure.
Like learning to play the guitar or something.
Yep.
Or being a kid umpire. All right. Here we go. The network pregame show. Silvy, Waddle, Dionne, next.
The new home of the Bears.
Has the excitement of betting turned into worry? Feeling overwhelmed every time you roll the dice? Problem gambling doesn't just affect your wallet. It can impact your health, relationships, and peace of mind. But there's hope. Gateway Foundation is here to help you take back control of your life with personalized treatment options. You don't have to face this alone. Call Gateway Foundation today at 844-444-5780. That's 844-444-5780.
Property managers and GCs use FinishingChicago.com's contractors for finishes and protective coatings in the most iconic venues, interior spaces, and essential infrastructure. Our painters apply industry-leading commercial and industrial finishes inside and out, so your biggest assets always put their best square footage forward. FinishingChicago.com has your free list of painting, wall covering, glass systems, drywall finishing, and signage contractors. For a great finish, start with FinishingChicago.com.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Or frustration. New head coach Ben Johnson has no shortage of new plays that he's implementing and a bunch of new talent to help execute the new plans.
We can do it together, you and me, but mostly me.
New coaches, new players, new ideas. Heck, they give us fans a lot of room for hope. We dream big. We dream super big. We dream Super Bowl big. But the time must be put in. The learning must happen. The learning must lead to growth, and growth must strengthen the team.
I get nowhere unless the team wins.
Man, there hasn't even been a preseason snap yet, and the blank piece of paper is covered.
The rest is still unwritten.
Dreams, hopes, plans. This is Jeff Joniak. Welcome to preseason Game 1, Bears and Dolphins on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
The Chicago Bears Radio Network is brought to you in part by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, by Miller Lite, and by Great Clips. This is Bears football on the new home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Tom Waddle, Dionne Miller, and Mark Silverman, Bears pregame.
Welcome to Soldier Field, welcome to the Dr. Pepper patio, and welcome to the new Chicago Bears featuring head coach Ben Johnson. We are back at Soldier Field inside Gate O, ready for preseason game number 1 against the Miami Dolphins. But this is not the first time the Bears are facing the Dolphins. They faced them in a training camp practice on Friday, and that's where most of the starters got their work. Today, we're going to see Tyson Beagent started quarterback for the Bears. And guys, happy football.
Happy football to you. I am kind of excited. I think so.
Yeah?
I mean, it's August. We're sweating. It's great. I love being back here. I love this particular moment in time as the stadium starts to come to life. Preseason or not, there is energy to that, and I'm excited about it. I am anxious to see Ben Johnson in a game situation today and how he manages it. Yeah.
It's time to get some work done. Whether you're a young player or you're the new head coach of the Chicago Bears, I loved this part of the season because, especially as a young player, this was my opportunity to go out there and prove that I was worthy of being on an NFL roster. So keep an eye on the young guys today. Yeah. Everyone can use the work, but you're right, Dee. And not only the young players, but the head coach has never done this before, so keep an eye on that as well.
So what are you guys expecting? Let's talk broad terms here, then we'll zoom in on some of the players playing. We'll talk about why maybe Ben Johnson doesn't want to play them, even if we agree or disagree. But what are we expecting, guys, from Ben Johnson, year number 1, after all the hype, after all the want from many fans to bring him in as the Bears head coach?
I think we see a level of intensity from those guys fighting for the spot. They always have a little bit more because they're trying to prove something, but I feel like Ben Johnson's kind of made that their identity already. He made it very clear what the expectations are. So I expect to see a lot of fight from some of these younger players, a lot of aggressive, especially to start. I feel like preseason is like that sometimes where you're really like, you jump out of the gate really fast and then you realize, okay, it's preseason. But at the same time, I think we're going to see a lot of that energy early and that intensity because that's a reflection of the way the head coach has started this training camp.
I think you're going to see a lot of that on defense.
Yeah,
I really think you're going to see a aggressive style of defense. Now, again, you're not going to see the majority of the starters, but Dennis Allen has come here and brought an aggressive style. I think you will see that, whether it's from twos or threes. I don't think that they're going to hold a lot back. Now, you go on the other side of the ball offensively. I think what they're still trying to do is master the procedural issues that exist. So I don't think you're going to see the razzle-dazzle and the fumble-rooski and all of the, throwing the football to your right tackle and a tackle eligible, all the stuff that Ben Johnson showed you as the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. I think what you're going to see is them try to get the basics. And I think you're going to see a young quarterback in Tyson Beagent who does have a pretty firm grasp of what they're asking him to do. So my expectation is the procedural stuff will look pretty clean.
Yeah, and we've seen it, guys. Dionne, I know you were out in Napa Valley drinking wine this week, while Waddle and I were putting in the heavy lifting for the show, watching practices. We were there for the heavy practice on Tuesday. To me, it was the most entertaining Bears practice that I've seen in several years, with lots of stuff happening. They obviously went live on Friday. I heard one of the Dolphins players say that to them it was the most physical dual joint practice that they've been a part of in the years that the Dolphins have been doing this. But so far, and I know he hasn't coached a game, everyone likes to say that, but every step of the way, guys, I think we've been I, at least for me, have been really happy with what I've seen from the head coach.
Now, word of this, the most physical practice in the last decade, did make its way out to California, and I heard this. It did, yes. And I.
So you're saying you had cell service out there?
I did, yes.
Okay.
And I was paying attention,
Right.
which is incredible. But at the same time, I wonder, like, we've watched practices in the past and wondered why it wasn't more intense like that, and why they weren't preparing for the season in that manner. And it can't be different until it looks different now, right? Like, the season can't be different until it looks different now. And that's what he's done. He's made it look different now. It's made more sense. Practices made more sense. It makes sense that they're hitting that way. Now, I know it's not going to look the way it did when you were a player, Tom, but at the same time, I don't think it should be, it's not a negative that they're pushing each other around a little bit more and getting ready for the season. I remember distinctly last year in the dog days of training camp, standing on the sidelines and watching the Bears do the exact same thing on the practice field and wondering, like, what is happening? Why is nobody doing anything? That I want the opposite of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not allowed to practice the way we did back in the leather helmet days. And they shouldn't. I always like to say, regardless if it's a sports-related item or just life in general, the truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. So I don't think that NFL training camps are hard enough. But NFL training camps 20 years ago were too hard because you weren't fully healthy when you got to the opening game of the season. Unfortunately, I missed the Tuesday practice. From what I understand, Silvy could speak to this because he saw that practice and the joint practice with the Dolphins. But that practice on Tuesday was a doozy. And I actually think there's a method to everything that Ben Johnson does.
Correct.
And I believe that it was intentional so that when they did line up Friday against another team, they were already ready to hit somebody, to punch them in the mouth and to receive a punch in the mouth, and it wasn't something that was going to shock them. I was a little surprised. I didn't think the joint practice with the Dolphins was nearly as physical as I was expecting it to be. But again, you have to understand time and place. NFL training camps in 2025 they're a lot different than they used to be.
Didn't Ryan Poles say on this in his conversation with you guys about one of the things that they all liked about Ben was that he came in with this plan for like he had a schedule for training camp for every step of the way, and I think he's following that to this point because he's basically started over, done a reset with Caleb Williams, and he's still getting to know him and making sure he's doing the right processes and taking the right steps, and so he's following that plan to this point, and I think part of that was not playing him in the first preseason game.
Well, I think he's hit every note, and I've been effusive with I've overloved maybe in some people's estimation. I just think he was the right guy for the job. I'm thrilled that he is their head coach. I still believe their starter should play today, but that's a story or a conversation for a later time. But I think Ben has everything he has done has been done with a purpose, and I couldn't be more thrilled with what I have seen to this point with how they go about their business. It needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you and say, hey, it's all blue skies and sunshine. There's a lot of stuff procedurally, offensively that needs to be cleaned up. But the method, to me, makes so much sense.
So, and I observed Caleb throwing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that, and you'll hear it later in the show, too, when Ben goes one-on-one with Jeff Joniak. But and I'm not a fan of this either, but this is the first time. And there will be many more where we won't agree with the head coach. But I believe the way he thinks what they want to do is, he thought Caleb and a lot of the starters will get heavy reps today before the game, and then they're going to get this full big practice again. I'm hoping that it will be like a Tuesday level practice like we saw last week tomorrow. And if they played today, probably tomorrow would just be a walkthrough, right? So I think what they're thinking is reps today, non-game, heavy reps tomorrow, hopefully contact equals more than just 2 series today. Again, I don't agree with it. You may not agree with it, Waddle, but I think that's what he's after right now.
I mean, look, I was watching them as well, and the reps were just basically mental reps. There was obviously some physical activity, but they're just throwing on air with individual receivers.
Shorts and T-shirts.
Yes. So, that looks great, but when you get punched in the mouth, the route changes, the visual from the quarterback changes, whatever. Again, I'm going to ride with Ben Johnson. I would have liked to have seen the guys today, but at the very least, the starters are not just sitting around eating sunflower seeds an hour and a half before the game. They're actually out there getting something done.
Yeah. I appreciated that Caleb said, too, he wants those game-like reps before you get to Monday night. He does need them, but I think is aware of that as well, that it's not been super smooth, which, how do we feel about that 3 weeks in? I think it should look a little bit more consistent. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, unsettled would be the word that I would use about it.
That's
not panic. We live in this environment, this social media environment where it's got to be all one way or all the other way. It's got to be great or it's got to be horrible. I think they're probably where they thought they would be at this point. Mm-hmm. The install is going to be difficult. I mean, this is a complicated offense. They're using terminology that some of the guys aren't used to. So, that's the process that I think will take some time. What they want to get to the point is where it all becomes second nature.
1,000%.
And you can just go out and play. And that's going to take them a little bit of time.
Yeah, well, I think that's the hard part, is that we want it to all work so fast. And we're so eager to say, we see it, a glimpse of it. And maybe we haven't seen that yet. And that has to be okay.
Some of the procedural stuff, you'll still see some of those, there are going to be some mistakes. What I don't want to see and what I have very little tolerance for is physical mistakes.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff may not look perfect, but if you get hit in the hands with the ball, catch it. Mm-hmm. If you got to block a defensive end, block him. If you got to tackle a running back, tackle him. So while you still learn the ins and outs of the system, football's still a basic sport.
Facts.
So do the physical things well, and don't get overloaded with some of the mental stuff that ultimately leads you to make physical mistakes. So it'll take a little bit of time, but I'm expecting this to look smoother sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hopefully see, I would assume we're going to see Ozzie Trapillo. So,
I hope so.
Let's talk about the left tackles coming up in a little bit. Tom Thayer is going to be joining us next. And this is the Advantage Dealer Group pregame show on the Chicago Bears radio network. Find your next Chevy, Acura, or Toyota and drive off in under 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's who you have your car through, the Advantage Auto Group, correct, Dionne?
It's the best. I love my Acura.
That's
love it.
And that's how Dionne got here. We will find out how Thayer got here. He was here again bright and early, like texting pictures of the field at like 5:30 in the morning.
It was insane. It was very early.
The early bird gets the worm. So it's Bears and Dolphins preseason game number 1, but more importantly, game number 1 for Ben Johnson on the Chicago Bears radio network.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Jan from Toyota here, with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event, with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long!
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Illinois State University and Chicago's favorite football team have a lot in common. A long tradition. Illinois State is the oldest public university in Illinois. A history of success. Redbird graduates earn $15,000 more than the national average. And highly regarded recruits. Our newest freshman class is our largest ever. There's never been a better time to tune in on Sundays, and there's never been a better time to be a Redbird. Get started on a Hall of Fame career today. Learn more and apply for admission at illinoisstate.edu/admission.
Are you confident your retirement game plan is as strong as steel? Hey, it's Yurko from Mitch Lyons Wealth. MitchLyonsWealth.com is full of tools for you to access at no cost to make sure you're positioned to win retirement. Go to MitchLyonsWealth.com today and get a free copy of Mitch's book or his retirement documentary. You can set a no-obligation 10-minute call with Mitch and his team to see if strategies they are utilizing might improve your retirement. That's MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement. $3.5 million. The Verdoyak Law Group wins again for their clients. You heard that right. The Verdoyak Law Group recovered $3.5 million for a client who was injured in an auto accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoyak Law Group. Hey, it's the good kid. Let me tell you, playing pro football and being on the radio for years, I've had the chance to endorse many companies, but I've never endorsed one owned by close friends until now. The Verdoyak Law Group has been helping people for over 60 years, including my friends and neighbors. When you need a lawyer, experience matters. The Verdoyak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for clients, serving over 40,000 cases in personal injury, auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and more. Their proven results and commitment to clients make them the right choice. They've helped my neighbors and friends, and they'll help you too. Call 8444-VLG-LAW today. The Verdoyak Law Group. Experience you can trust.
At Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, we make home service easy. We guarantee same-day service and installation with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Family-owned for 53 years, Four Seasons has over 30,000 five-star Google reviews and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. For all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs, for all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
The Chicago Bears podcast. If you aren't listening, you're not getting the whole story. See it or hear it now on the ESPN Chicago app or wherever you like to pod.
Bears games, all of them on AM 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app.
That's right, it's time to talk to Tom Thayer, Super Bowl champion, year number 29 on Bears football from the booth. There is no bigger fan of the Chicago Bears than Tom Thayer, and he is brought to you, as always, by our friends and partners at UI Health. Expect care for your journey. Visit uihealth.care. It's a beautiful day for football if you like it hot. I saw a picture of us in the last game here, so I won't complain about 90 degrees.
How many layers did I have on, like for real?
We all had layers. And Tom, I'm sure you didn't mind playing football in this type of weather because you like football no matter what the weather is.
You know, it was different, though. You never came to the stadium not knowing if you were going to play a lot or a little. You always knew you were going to play a lot. And I think in your 20s, nothing's too hot or too cold. When you get into your mid-30s and stuff, everything's too hot or too cold. But I'm okay with it.
We've been talking, Tom, a lot about the fact that Caleb Williams is not starting today and not getting those reps in a game like this. How do you feel about that?
I think if you have an advance notice, you know how to handle it, because Ben Johnson brought his the guys that aren't going to play on the offensive side of the ball, and Caleb went through about an hour and 45-minute throwing program. So if you're going to do something to take the place of the game and get him more acclimated, used to the offense, the timing, the routes, the terminology, if you're doing something to benefit him, I'm okay. Because just think, Dionne, if we brought him out here and he ran 7 plays and there were 5 handoffs, an outlet pass to a running back, and then a screen, would we be, oh my God, can you believe what he did out here in the demonstration he put on display? So I guess now it's getting prepared to practice against Buffalo again, and then hopefully he comes out in the field next Sunday night.
Tom joins us from the Hyundai booth upstairs. Tom, what are we expecting today at left tackle? I'm assuming Ozzie Trapillo and Braxton Jones will both play. And how much of what we see today will go towards them making the decision who will get that nod on that Monday night against the Vikings?
T. Waddle, it's hard to determine how well the left tackle is playing when you don't have an experienced left guard playing next to him. So if you have Luke Newman, because Bill Murray is still out, or whomever's going to play next to him at left guard, I think that kind of slows the evaluation process of a rookie. Maybe it won't slow the process of a guy like Braxton Jones, because you have the experience of playing the NFL. Braxton, it's all about injury recovery. But I still like that the fact that these guys are going to get a majority of the snaps today, and you're going to get a real quality chance to evaluate these guys when the whistle concludes the play, not a referee on a practice field. And I think both of these guys, they do have an upside, but you're going to have to see how they fit in according to the types of plays Ben Johnson calls. And if I was Ben Johnson, I would put these guys in some difficult circumstances, and knowing that they have a one-on-one with no help. If they have a running play, that they're instrumental in the success and failure of the play. And I do think that can benefit the evaluation process as well.
Tom, with the educated eye that you have at the offensive line's position, what are you looking for from Ozzie to kind of confirm that, hey, he can handle this job? And the same question for Braxton, who has played there quite a bit in the past, but what does he need to show you that that's his job and his job only?
Braxton Jones needs to show me bendability. He needs to show that he's got the ability to set down and anchor when he's getting bull rushed. He's got to show me that he's got the athleticism to get to the second level and handle linebackers and the flow of the play. A guy like Ozzie Trapillo, the thing that can benefit him the most is know every single play where your vulnerability is and where your most reliant help is going to come from. And so to me, if I was Ozzie Trapillo, my desk would be touching Joe Thuney. And when we were in meetings and we were going through the evaluation process, I would learn everything I could from him in terms of, okay, this is the play called. I'm going to cut down my split a little bit because I can rely on you for your left hand to help me in a pass blocking responsibility. Okay, now I got the tight end, whether it's Cole Kmet or whomever. Okay, I'm going to cut my split down a little bit because if I got a wide 9 here, I don't want to overset him and give him an inside path. And if we have a combination block with either of the two, make sure that both of you guys contact the defensive linemen, don't hit each other, so you can efficiently get up to that second level. So a lot of it is for Ozzie is the exact understanding of every single play, understanding where your vulnerability is, and understanding how my position, my stance can help me the most in win the job that I'm required of.
We were talking to Tom Thayer, Super Bowl champion, in the booth with Joniak, J-Mac on the sideline. We'll cross-talk with everybody in a little bit. Tom, I want to ask you, who are you most excited to see play today? And which young guy have you liked the most so far in training camp?
I like the Hippolyte. I want to see what he can do, because ever since they got rid of Jack Sanborn, I want to see is it Noel Sewell, because he's had a good solid OTA in training camp, but can Ruben Hippolyte come in here and be a reliant linebacker in those types of defenses that Dennis Allen wants to see, if he can help him the most. Major Burns, he's been playing really well at safety, but now when you have unpredictable plays being thrown at you rather than plays that you're becoming familiar with against the offense that you've been running against the last 4 or 5 months. I want to see what he's able to do. And then there's guys, Austin Booker, Zach Pickens, guys that are legitimately fighting for an opportunity to get on this roster. They have to prove productive. And if they can come out here and show that, Zach Pickens is a little bit thicker, quicker on the inside, and he can help the rotation on the interior of the defensive line, maybe that'll help his chances. If Austin Booker can go out there and get that one-on-one against whatever tackle he's going to play against, and whether it's an arsenal of moves, it's a second move, or if it's just winning off the line of scrimmage with the immediacy he's showing, I'm interested to see, that as well. And then when you look at the offensive side of the ball, Luther Burden, you got to pay attention to him. He's had some good practices. He's stacked them up, and I think that he's got an opportunity to maybe create that big play. And I mentioned Luke Newman, number 65, the offensive guard they brought in out of Michigan State. When you look at what they have going on here in the interior of this offensive line, and they've had some injuries at center and guard. Can he come in here and be a bona fide 3-position backup? And if he can do that, that means Ryan Poles is really got a good guy that has got the big, thick football dedicated template that could be here maybe for the next 10 years. So guys like that are going to get extended playing time. And none of them have been cheated in reps in practice, so they got to come out here and be fresh and hydrated and energy filled.
We've seen such intensity from Ben Johnson, but also from Dennis Allen. How valuable is his experience, that of DA, for Ben when he's going through this moment for the first time?
Dionne, one thing about it is Dennis Allen has made it difficult for the offense of Ben Johnson because he puts up a variety of fronts. He changes defensive line positioning during the cadence. He's having a nice solid rotation of defensive players that everybody's playing fresh and they're playing full speed. Dennis Allen went out there and showed the Miami Dolphins what type of defense that he's capable of having. And I think if he can come out here and show versatility within his defensive scheming, but also get a solid rotation of guys that he needs to see value play from, it can confuse the roster decision, but a confusing roster decision I think would help and benefits the team the most.
Tom, we will catch up with you in just about an hour from now. Thank you so much.
All right, see you guys and girls.
There he is, Tom Thayer. He's the best up in the booth. And coming up next, we're going to have Courtney Cronin. We'll see if Courtney observed the Caleb Williams workout and who else was taking part in that workout and try to understand what Ben Johnson is trying to do. And there is something that I can see today that the Bears are doing business differently. We will discuss that with Courtney coming up next. This is the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
154 to visit the city of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway. How about Flag Creek Golf Course? One of the finest 9-hole golf courses in the Chicagoland area. This Greg Martin designed course offers something for every skill of golfer. Conveniently located off of I-55 and 294. So book your tee time today at flagcreekgolfcourse.com. Looking for a new home base? Visit the city of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
You know that sound, and you better get used to it. Because when you bank with Consumers Credit Union, you've got people cheering for you everywhere you go. Whether it's a quick run to the grocery store, the gas station, or shopping on your phone without even getting out of bed, when you get that kind of support with lower fees, great rates, and a team that's fully committed to your success, you win. Consumers Credit Union, the people in your corner.
And here we are, folks. It's the Jeff and Jeff Call. I know football.
And I know houses, because when it comes to selling your house, you need a winning team you can trust.
No surprises, no fumbles, just a clear path to closing, just like a perfect play.
Jeff Buys Your House makes it simple. A fair offer, no repairs needed, and a closing date on your timeline.
Don't take a chance selling your house with just anyone. Visit us at jeffbuysyourhouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. It's bold, it's original, it's the best 23 flavors in football. So whether you're cheering in the stadium, tailgating in the lot, or yelling from afar, make sure you've got Dr. Pepper in hand. Go Bears, and drink up. It's a pepper drink.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem, but our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Offers end September 2nd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Chicago's home for sports is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Fantasy Football Sundays at 7 a.m. ESPN Chicago.
We always get the injury report about this time in the regular season. A little bit different here with the starters not playing in a longer roster. And they always are brought to you by Marisi Longo and Associates. If you've been injured at work or in an accident, visit MarisiLongo.com. That's MarisiLongo.com. MarisiLongo.com. Courtney Cronin is here, and this is, I know this is lower level stuff. This is not pressing, but I've seen business being done differently a little bit around Hallis Hall. We saw it with the coaching search. They even mentioned last week at Family Fest, instead of commuting down here, they stayed overnight. And Courtney, it was when I stepped out onto Soldier Field and I saw that the field is game ready, opening day ready. Last year, I don't know if you guys remember, but Roma Dunze got confused in the preseason because of the different lines. There is no
2 feet in bounds.
I remember. They got the field ready, and it's painted, and it looks like they're ready for opening day.
And from what I was told after the Oasis concert, that I believe is that last week of August, they're going to resod it again. So that's good news, because we know that the turf at Soldier Field becomes a story more often than not, especially with the preseason, because of MLS games, because of concerts, all of it. So the fact that you're seeing, that take shape in that level of professionalism in a preseason game, it's very baseline stuff, but it's good to obviously take note of.
I love the blue goal end zones.
It's a navy blue end zone.
They look fantastic.
It's going to look cool on TV.
Yeah.
I noticed that earlier, and I was like, that's going to be something that I think pops really nicely.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
If you want some of that blue paint on your jersey, if you're an offensive player, you don't want it. I was talking to there earlier. If it's on the back of your jersey and you're a defensive player, no good. That's not good. You don't want that.
Did you observe Caleb's reps this morning? Did you see any of what he did on the field?
I was on air till 9, so I got here a little bit after that workout, but we knew that they were going to put him through an extensive workout till about 3 hours before the game today, because he wasn't going to be doing anything in the game. He, along with about 18 starters is the number, won't be playing. But some of the names in there, obviously Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, the names you don't expect to be playing out there, got a pretty extensive workout in, and I think you should. I mean, we saw that. That was what they did in Canton last year before he didn't play in the Hall of Fame game. These reps matter, and as Ben Johnson has said, everything matters in the preseason, which obviously doesn't pertain to starters today because most of them won't be playing, but to get the work in, to maximize that time as much as you can, I think it's important.
Courtney, tell all the people out there listening what your perspective has been about training camp to this point. What have you seen? What have you liked? What is still not settling for you?
I've seen structure, which I think is good, and it's not just the quarterback being forced to play within structure. For the first time really ever in his career, it's the structure of practices, the early morning starts, the 2-hour length. It didn't really take them that long to get at full speed in training camp, which I think is a good thing. And then, of course, I think we're going to be looking back at that moment last Tuesday as this is when it really became real, when the most physical practice that any of us had seen in covering, certainly in my time covering the Bears, my time covering the NFL, I've never seen that much live tackling. And I asked Kevin Byard about that. He's been in the league just as long as I've been covering it, and he said that was something that felt very different. And that conversation carried over to the locker room where guys were looking around at each other like, yeah, that's real. That's what's up. Like that's where they want to be intensity-wise, which is different from what we've heard in previous years. You obviously have to be smart about it, but I think for Ben Johnson, he's learning what buttons he can push with players, and I think that there is certainly time required to figure out how far you can get guys to go, what you need to do to get the most out of players, and that was a moment along with some other moments, kicking the first team out of a drill, day one of practice, calling the offense sloppy last week, speaking through his platform to the locker room. When it's done in that manner, I think sends a strong message, and that's really been different for me observing training camp this year.
I've got two questions here. Number one, Colston Loveland. Are we expecting him to play today?
That's a hard one to say, just because it's like you would say yes because he's a rookie and he hasn't earned that yet. So I would imagine yes, he will be out there. Same with Luther Burden because there's 9. They said 9 starters on offense, so it's kind of hard. Who wouldn't be playing among that group? But yeah, I would imagine him and Luther Burden will be playing.
It'll be interesting because he's come off that shoulder injury, but yet he's been participating full go lately. Secondly, what have you seen and heard about Caleb Williams? You're there every practice. You see the ups and the downs. There have been downs, and then there are people who have been saying stuff, including a former Dolphin.
Yeah, so Teron Armstead is not playing in the NFL anymore, but he's here. He's with the Dolphins. He just retired, and he was at practice the other day. Actually, whichever Dolphin corner got hurt in that final red zone period, carried him off the field and onto a Gatorade cooler. But he was on a podcast the other day and talked about Caleb specifically, and he was mentioning how his processing needs to get faster. And he noticed it in watching what Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, some of the blitzes he was dialing up, where Caleb's eyes were and where they were not. And I think that goes in line with what we've been saying. The processing's getting better. When he talks about bursting to the line of scrimmage, it's not just to get everybody set. It's to get everybody set and then diagnose what he sees pre-snap from the defense to know, does he have to kill the play? Is there something else in there that he sees that he wants to diagnose pre-snap that he'll have time then to execute before his headset shuts off? There's that. But I also, it's kind of the reason why you would like to see them in a real game setting, not a practice setting that's scripted where you can start things over if they don't go right on the first go. That processing thing, I think, is what he needs to get better at. And I sat down with Ryan Poles this week. He said that it's getting better. Certainly it's not where it needs to be right now, but that ultimately, he can make the throws. He can make the throws. He can step up in the pocket and do it. We know that he can take off and play backyard football if he has to. It's the diagnosing of a defense that I think needs to get better and has gotten better, but even still seeing a live look of somebody else's defense for the first time, threw an interception on the first play of 11 on 11. Got sacked, would have been sacked twice in the red zone last week or last Friday. So, I mean, there's still things that happened that I think really can take a step up and next level. And we get another chance to see that with Buffalo coming to town, and what I would hope would be him playing in that preseason game.
Yeah, one of the things I saw to kind of add on to that is I think he still has this tendency to eject the pocket too quickly. Yep. Instead of climb the pocket, his first, his instinct is to get outside, get a better look at what's going on, his vision improves, and play from the edge. And that's something that's going to have to improve for him. I want to know about your thoughts on the offensive line. Trapillo and Braxton Jones are supposed to play today. Your thoughts on that, and do they have enough healthy bodies on the offensive line to actually play 4 quarters of football?
Theo Benedette will be in there too. That's to like the last part of your question, just because Karan Amagaji's out. And, I think this is kind of the natural way of whittling that down to 2 players, because Karan's going to have missed about a week here. He'd be behind like the 3rd person in that competition. But naturally, those are probably the 2 that you would have expected at the very onset of camp to stand out. The guy who has 40 starts to his name, and the guy that you drafted in the 2nd round expecting to be able to contribute early on. So I would imagine you'll probably see about a half for both. I don't know if they'll end up switching off, like if it'll be like Braxton gets the first quarter, Ozzie gets the second, going back and forth like that. But by the time it's all said and done, by the end of this week, I think you should really know. I know Ben said they're not in any hurry, but you want those 5 to play together. Yes. And if there's 9 starters roughly on offense not playing, is that the rest of the offensive line? So you're going to have your starting left tackle battle against a bunch of makeshift, a makeshift offensive line. I think that's what makes it really tricky. So the sooner they can get it done, the quicker. But the better. The quicker they can do it. Yeah. It just it's so hard to establish that continuity with how much they've been rotating those guys in the first team unit. Yeah.
There was a late injury report on Friday, or we learned that Kyler Gordon was out with that hamstring injury.
That one worries me.
That's concerning, isn't it? Yeah, same.
For a number of reasons, because of what happened last year in that game in against Jacksonville. That was a hamstring injury. Now, we don't know the severity of this one, but that kept that one, a player who's dealt with multiple of these over his career in the NFL. Anytime I'm going to hear that about their starting nickel, I'm going to be concerned. Yeah. And coupling that with the fact that Jalen Johnson isn't out there and very likely won't see him during training camp, the depth at corner all of a sudden becomes something that is a red flag.
And he just got a new contract as well. All right, Beagent will start today. Like a lot of people like to play up Chicago's love of the backup, but there's some legitimate stuff here from him as a pro. I'm not talking about to test Caleb, but you hear it from Ben Johnson a week ago. Waddle and I saw Beagent in studio, and like he's all in. He works his butt off, and he's become a really solid pro. Don't they like him a lot?
A lot, and that's why I think he's your backup quarterback. I know that Case Keenum's here, and Case is the consummate pro. He's been doing this for his 12th season in the NFL. Beagent can operate this offense the way that Ben wants him to, which is why the praise is so effusive about him playing on time, playing within structure, and also, they've given him a lot. Remember, the quarterback room last year had 4 starts combined, and a lot of that, veteran leadership, was on a guy who was a second-year undrafted player from a Division II school. Having Case Keenum in there, I think, not only helps Caleb grow, but it helps your backup grow. And when we know the prevalency of injuries in this league, to have a reliable backup where you're not questioning, okay, well, roll the dice and see how the guy does, I think that really helps this team and this offense be able to continue on. Even look at the way that Detroit structured their quarterback room the last couple of years. Not just like Hendon Hooker, but think about who had to take some snaps in the playoff game. It's Teddy Bridgewater. Veteran experience, that is structured specifically to what the head coach is looking for, someone who is capable of operating your offense, even though he's a different quarterback. He doesn't play the backyard football style that Caleb Williams does. He'll never have that athleticism, but he can operate the offense the way Ben wants him to, I think is why you are hearing as much praise around him as there's been.
Any word on whether or not Stevenson will play? Here's a young man trying to reestablish himself. Today would be a good opportunity to get him out there.
I absolutely think he should play today. I kind of feel like you almost have to, just given him and Nashawn Wright are battling not only for that number 2 job, but there's a depth issue right now at corner, and that's I don't feel like you can play with that.
Courtney, anything else? Did we touch on everything?
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good opportunity for Ben Johnson too. Remember, he's on the sideline, and he calls plays from the sideline. to do that, to be on the headset and also flipping over to defense now as the head coach and being able to have a say on something. It's not just the operation for the offense and the defense, it's for the head coach too to start getting comfortable with it.
Great work all camp long.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Awesome.
it. Courtney Cronin is outstanding at what she does, and we love having her here on the pregame show. Coming up next, we had some interesting guests in our studio, and I want to play you some of the sound that you may have missed, and even if you heard it, it's really good stuff. Caleb Williams, Tyson Beagent, Ryan Poles. We'll get to all that coming up. It's Bears and Dolphins. We're an hour and 15 minutes away from preseason kickoff number 1 on the Chicago Bears radio network.
Hey Bears fans, it's Silvy. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, and this season they're teaming up with Special Spaces Illinois to create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. Every time the Bears defense causes a false start at home, Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Illinois. Steinhoffels, now with 7 locations, has Chicagoland's largest selection of furniture and mattresses, all styles, every budget, and they're 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Roofers and Waterproofers Local 11 provides quality value and service in all facets of the commercial, industrial, and institutional roofing and waterproofing industry. Promoting skilled craftsmen and craftswomen through apprenticeship training, Local 11 members are trained in the application of the latest roofing and waterproofing techniques. They are at the forefront of design and installation of environmental-friendly solar, green, and garden systems. To find a highly skilled roofing contractor today, go to ChicagoRoofingContractors.org.
Jan from Toyota here, with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event, with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long!
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, this is Courtney Cronin. If you're injured, you want a legal representative that gets you and where you come from.
Exactly. When you call us, you're not getting some out-of-town mega firm. You're talking to Chicagoans.
That's Julio Costa of Costa Iavoni, and his partner Anthony is also here.
Thanks, Courtney. We're proud of the trust we've built here in town.
There's an immediate connection with Chicagoans. They know we'll take the time to understand what they're going through.
And then we will fight to win. At Costa Iavoni, we get you.
Costa Iavoni, your trusted local personal injury attorneys at 708-4MILLION.
Hi, I'm Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. And this is our biggest sale ever. Buy a new air conditioner or furnace and get 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Plus, Four Seasons guarantees to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000, guaranteed. Call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, meditation apps, cleanses. But how do you know what really works for you? As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our fans get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
Illinois State University and Chicago's favorite football team have a lot in common. A long tradition. Illinois State is the oldest public university in Illinois. A history of success. Redbird graduates earn $15,000 more than the national average. And highly regarded recruits. Our newest freshman class is our largest ever. There's never been a better time to tune in on Sundays, and there's never been a better time to be a Redbird. Get started on a Hall of Fame career today. Learn more and apply for admission at illinoisstate.edu/admissions.
How about this? We're your home for the new Bears.
I like it. This is the home of your new Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago. Sync us up with your TV on the ESPN Chicago app.
That's right. Bears and Dolphins preseason game number 1. It is warm. Right now it is sunny and it is a bit windy, a nice breeze, let's call it, as we're back inside Gate O at the Dr. Pepper stage and on the Dr. Pepper patio. You got to check us out here. We're here each and every home game, and this place is going to be rocking on Monday night for the opener,
Yes.
that's for sure. But there's preseason football to be played. I want to play a couple of things that we had from the week. Anything you may have missed, you can grab it on our YouTube page. ESPN 1000 is a YouTube page. The Waddle and Silvy YouTube page is youtube.com/@Waddle and Silvy. Any of our conversations, we've had Ryan Pauls, we've had Caleb Williams, we've had Tyson Beagent. Let's hear from Caleb first. He's not obviously going to play, but a big talking point coming out of that conversation was whether or not he's feeling the pressure, because a lot of people look to him and they say, oh, he's got more pressure on him than maybe any other quarterback. This was his reaction to that.
Pressure isn't what I'm at and where I'm at in my life. Got a great family, got a great situation, great teammates. I don't necessarily have to, wake up and, try and fight for that meal. That's pressure. You know what I mean? So it's, I'm going out here and I'm learning football, doing something I love with the people I love, and making sure I'm taking care of the people I love back home. So pressure's not a thing for me. I don't think of life that way in the situation that I'm in, and so we keep chugging along, and there's going to be ups and downs, and it's not my job to care about what the outside noise is and things like that. My job is to take care of everything in here and go out there and play. And I didn't. I know we didn't win as many games as we wanted to last year, but I didn't go 20 and 20 in interceptions and things like that. So take it for what you want, but pressure is a privilege. But in the situation that I'm at, I don't think I have pressure.
A good answer from Caleb Williams, guys. Everything is so hyperbolic around him these days. Like, I think there's a medium here, or even a little away from the hyperbolic side. Like, you want to see him progress. Like Courtney was saying, you want to see him to process better, but also to panic to make a big deal out of these viral videos of throwing to the targets. It's really been over the top.
It's been over the top. His entire life from high school on has been in the spotlight and under a magnifying glass like this, but I feel like it's been heightened even more in his time with the Bears, and we are overanalyzing and then analyzing again every single step that he makes, and it's because we want him to be great. Like the Bears as a fan base, as a franchise, are desperate for a quarterback to be great. I think he's handled it very well for the chaos that has been around him. I think he's remained as consistent as he can be in front of us. We don't know him super well personally on a personal level, but based on what he shows us, he's stayed relatively the same. And Silvy, you and I were talking before we got started today. Last year was experience, yes, but it was also survival. I mean, that was not a football season that he anticipated. It was figuring out who he's going to be in the NFL with chaos absolutely everywhere around him. And I thought he handled that pretty well.
Everybody handles pressure differently, and I'm glad, that he, is telling you he doesn't feel it. I, from the outside looking at his situation, think that there is a ton of pressure on him. He was the first pick of the draft, the kid that was drafted after him last year, won Rookie of the Year and took his team to the NFC title game. They brought in Ben Johnson, who was the most sought-after, offensive-minded, available coach in the offseason. They spent $50 million, $70 million upgrading the interior of the offensive line. They drafted a tight end and another wide receiver. I think there is a ton of pressure. How he handles that pressure will ultimately help determine how well he plays. But I think from this chair, I think there's a ton of pressure on him.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's never really been the franchise quarterback in the modern era. The numbers aside, it's been so long since they've won. He was drafted number 1, the Jaden Daniels success. Others in the draft have had success. So we will continue to always talk about Caleb and Ben Johnson first.
By the way, I think he's up to the task, and I think he's going to.
I do too.
As you heard him, he handles the pressure well.
Yes.
I think there is a bunch on him.
But here is Tyson Beagent. He was in our studio as well. Caleb joined us at Hallis Hall. Tyson Beagent this week in our studio. And he was here referring to practice, but I think this goes here in the game. It's something to watch for. On the reason why, you got to get these play calls in. You got to get them quick, and he focuses on several guys in the huddle. Take a listen to Tyson Beagent, knowing that every rep he gets is so important for a backup.
The only thing I think of in the huddle, obviously, I'm not going to put anybody on blast, right? But I look at the 2 or 3 guys that I don't know if they know this play that I'm about to say. And I hone in on them. And then I enunciate my words like you wouldn't believe. Like I talk slow motion to these dudes so that there's no miscommunication on what is going on. Because if everything goes well this year, I'll have a great training camp. I'll have a great preseason. And then I won't get to play that much, right? So these reps are my whole year. Yeah. So if there's other dudes that are going to be messing up my reps, nothing keeps me up at night more than something like that, where everything was good, I was ready, but then, you just got a couple dudes that are not on the same page. And when that happens, all chaos breaks loose, and it looks like we're playing backyard football, and, I'm getting a MA and a minus or whatever. I'm just not into it. So, obviously, that's the thing I think of. Obviously, none of those guys that you named are ever a part of that. Everybody is on their P's and Q's, but there's always just maybe a couple dudes that I just stare at when I call the play, because I know, based on past things that have happened, that potentially there could be a bad situation arise. So I try to just eliminate that to the best of my ability and then just play the play out.
You don't want anybody taking money out of your pockets.
Straight up.
It's a job, and I think
I love it. So well said.
I think Yurko said it best earlier in the week. He says, when you're the backup quarterback in the National Football League, you have to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if they don't think they can trust you, they'll replace you. So he gets the majority of his run in practice and in games like today and in preseason games. But listen, I know what he's talking about. I could tell standing in a huddle whether or not the quarterback trusted me or not. And as the play develops, you can tell who he does trust, because the ball goes to J.P. Richardson quite a bit. Or you'll identify one of the tight ends that he feels he's got, a little bit of continuity with. Or maybe it's Colston Loveland who's in the – he's trying to he's trying to impress his coaching staff by where he's sending the football, because he's throwing the ball to guys he can rely on. Mm-hmm. So it's the nature of the beast when you're a backup quarterback in this league.
I just love that whole conversation that you had with Tyson Beagent. I love his energy anyway, but when he talked about just how much it means to him, and he's like, look, I shouldn't even be here. Like, just the fact that I'm doing well in the NFL, it's crazy. And he's just so grateful, but he's also putting in the work. Like, he recognizes his role and how important that is. I remember before the season started last year, I asked him about being the longest tenured Bears quarterback in the room, and that's the situation he was in. Now he has somebody like Case Keenum, who is, Case steps up behind center, and you're like, okay, wow, yeah, you know what you're doing. Like, he's that presence as a veteran that they can glean so much from, and I just think it's a good room for where they're at right now.
I said earlier, I think everything that Ben Johnson does, he does with purpose, and
Absolutely.
There's a message and there's a meaning for it. And I think that the one player on this roster who had the most glowing compliment coming from the head coach was Tyson Beagent.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And
he feels like he's another coach. The accountability factor that we talked about. And there is nothing wrong, guys. I know Chicago or other people get made fun of because of the backup quarterback. Let's look at what New England did over the years. New England, with the greatest quarterback of all time, still had Matt Castle. And they still had Brian Hoyer, and then they had Jimmy G. On and on, they still took and developed quarterbacks. The Packers, for all those years, would have under Favre, under Rodgers, guys who would get traded. So there's nothing wrong with developing another one, too.
Well, think about it. It's a vicious sport, and the odds of your starting quarterback playing all 17 games, you hope it's 100%, but it's not. You don't want your season to end because your starting quarterback gets hurt. You want to trust that the guy that can come in, maybe he can't play at the same level as the starter, but your season isn't over because you had to replace the starting quarterback. And I have confidence that Beagent can keep the rig on the road.
To echo what Courtney said, like when the head coach says this, he's super smart. They like what he's doing. He can do what Ben Johnson wants this offense to look like. Tyson Beagent can run it that way. And I think today we'll see some of that.
Yeah. And he starts today, so we'll see a lot of Tyson Beagent. Coming up next, we're going to get Who's Going to Rock. 312-332-3776 is one of our audience participation, fan participation segments. Who do you think, young guys, that you want to see rock? 312-332-3776. Let's pause 10 seconds right now for all of our stations to identify themselves. This is the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
This is the home of the Bears. ESPN Chicago. WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
It's Bears in Miami here at Soldier Field. Who's going to rock coming up? And don't forget, at halftime, even in the preseason, I will take your calls. So keep that number handy. Get ready to call at halftime, 312-332-3776. We'll tell you the young guys that we want to see from today and perform well. We're at Soldier Field. It's Bears and Dolphins on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Football fans, it's time to check out Advantage Toyota River Oaks. They've got an extensive inventory and a buying experience centered around you. Advantage Toyota values your time. They'll have you driving off in your new Toyota in 60 minutes or less, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right, 60 minutes or less. Start online. Check out Advantage's tools and payment calculators. Search for your new Toyota and stop in today. Restrictions apply. Must mention offer upon arrival before negotiation. Ask dealer for details.
You have heard me talk about how businesses are elevating their game in Bolingbrook. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. Bolingbrook remains the most desirable southwest suburban location to start or expand your business. I invite you to learn how welcoming we are to the many businesses who recently have made Bolingbrook their home.
So if you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your business, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
Want to live life at max volume? Then look no further than Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. With over 1,700 slots, 80 table games, live entertainment, and 5 restaurants which span a wide range of culinary genres, we are sure to have something for everyone. Whether you want to indulge in a savory dish at Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood, or take in dinner and live music at the world-renowned Hard Rock Cafe. Amplify your entertainment experience at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-8094. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium, or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
$3.5 million. The Verdoyak Law Group wins again for their clients. You heard that right. The Verdoyak Law Group recovered $3.5 million for a client who was injured in an auto accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoyak Law Group. Hey, it's the good kid. Let me tell you, playing pro football and being on the radio for years, I've had the chance to endorse many companies, but I've never endorsed one owned by close friends until now. The Verdoyak Law Group has been helping people for over 60 years, including my friends and neighbors. When you need a lawyer, experience matters. The Verdoyak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for clients, serving over 40,000 cases in personal injury, auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and more. Their proven results and commitment to clients make them the right choice. They've helped my neighbors and friends, and they'll help you too. Call 8444-VLG-LAW today. The Verdoyak Law Group. Experience you can trust.
Football is back, and so is the perfect beer for your game day lineup, Yuengling Flight.
It's the next generation of light beer, crisp, clean, and just 95 calories. That's a win before kickoff.
You bring the wings and the jerseys, and we'll bring the flight, whether you're tailgating or posting up with friends.
Flight brings the flavor and keeps the energy up all season long.
Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
This is the home for every Bears game.
Touchdown! Touchdown Bears!
ESPN Chicago.
Fantasy football Sundays at 7 a.m. on ESPN Chicago.
We're at the Dr. Pepper patio inside Soldier Field. You can check us out each and every game, including today, just inside Gate O. So come out and see us here. We'll be here next week for the Bills game, and we'll be here for every regular season game, including the Monday night opener, which we are counting the days. And we can't wait for the regular season to get here. Right now it is time for Who's Gonna Rock. If you want to participate now or at halftime, the phone number to reach is 312-332-3776. Pick someone that you think is going to have a great game or that you at least want to see have a great game today. And it is all brought to you by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. Waddle, check this out. This is something you and I could be very interested in. See David Lee Roth.
Oh, boy.
August 19th at Hard Rock Live. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
I'm in. Takes
Road
me back
trip.
takes me back to my high school days.
Yes.
I love it.
Some Van Halen.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I love it.
So, all right, guys. The young guys are going to play. The way we have heard it from Ben Johnson is 9 starters are going to sit on each side of the ball. Tell me if I'm wrong. That means on offense, we're going to see Colston Loveland and Ozzie Trapillo / Braxton Jones as the starters. That's the way I interpret it. And then on defense, it's probably Tyreek Stevenson, who's going to start as he's in a competition for the number 2 corner, and maybe one of the linebackers, Noah Sewell.
Yes.
Who's battling
Hippolyte.
Hippolyte, yes.
Yeah, I agree with you on that front. There's a lot of guys that need some work, but yeah, I would expect that at this stage, Cole Kmet is still listed as your starter at tight end, so I would expect to see Colston Loveland, and I would expect you to see a lot of Luther Burden III today as well. So
what have you seen from him so far in camp? He got a late start, but he has been practicing each and every practice now.
He is a really talented player. He's got a lot of wiggle. He's got some great top line speed. He catches the ball with his hands. He's good getting off the line of scrimmage. You can throw it to him over the middle of the field. He's also a boundary receiver as well. I think they'll use him more in the middle of the field and more in the slot than they will on the boundary, but there's no doubt that the kid is very, very talented, and I think he's a guy that, he's going to have to earn his snaps because Zacchaeus, of all of the players that I've seen offensively out there in training camp for about 7 practices, you can't tell me anybody's been more consistently good than Zacchaeus.
Right.
Facts.
The
That's a fact,
free agent
yeah.
receiver that they brought in from Washington. Now, at the end of the day, is he going to lead the team in targets? No. But he's a guy that if you ask him to do this, he's going to do this, and he's going to do it well and has done it so far in training camp.
He's where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, and that is noticeable. So is Luther Burden. I noticed that too, Tom. Like, the first time I watched him in practice was, I think, his 3rd day since he came back from that injury. And you couldn't take your eyes off him. Like, he was making plays, these, like, sideline catches. He looked like he hadn't missed any time. I was impressed with that for a rookie who had been out since May.
Yeah, and I think he comes in as advertised, a guy you want to get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. He's fantastic, run after the catch. Like I said, he's strong. He's built like DJ in my opinion, where, I mean, we all know how strong that DJ is. Once you get the ball in his hands, you feel like he's almost an extension of your running game. He's as solid as some of your running backs. So I've said this a bunch as well. I think when we get deeper into the season, I expect some of that Ben Johnson creativity to bubble to the surface. And I can envision a scenario where you see Luther Burden III and DJ Moore both in the backfield. One may motion in one direction. Both of them may stay there, but using these guys not just as receivers out of the backfield, but You remember one of the first training camp practices we were at, DJ Moore was working with the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you'll see some of that as the regular season kind of comes as the calendar turns. But I think Luther Burden's a guy that can do a lot of what DJ does and may have a little bit more top-end speed.
A couple of guys I want to mention that I'm interested in seeing. The Bears are pretty deep at wide receiver, as you've mentioned. J.P. Richardson is a guy out of TCU who has flashed in training camp. We'll see if he's able to flash here during an actual game, because we've seen many camp stories where guys look good in practice and then you put them out in the game and then they sort of disappear. So we'll see about him. They're very deep there. And then let's remember what we take away from almost every preseason. There's always a running back that we love. Last year was Ian Wheeler, who was featured in the Hall of Fame game, and then he got hurt soon thereafter, but he was catching eyes. And this year, Kyle Monangai is a guy to watch.
Oh, I like him.
The Bears wanted to get a rookie running back, and they had targeted several early in the draft. The board didn't go the way they wanted to. But Monangai, and this is what I like about him, is he's a guy who has been there and done that. This isn't a guy who's got measurables and has never done it on the college field. He led the Big Ten in rushing. He's on Rutgers. He knows how to carry the football. His measurables may not be off the chart. He's not the fastest guy, but he does gain yards. And that's the point of carrying the football right here. And as we always talk about, guys, it's not only the running back, it's the running game, it's the line and everything like that.
And I'll give you a name, and it may not be an apples-to-apples comparison, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used a fourth-round pick last year on Bucky Irving. And Bucky Irving probably fit the same description you just gave about Monangai. And I'm not projecting that Monangai is going to run for 1,100 yards this year, but it happens. You can find running backs, and as long as you create some space up front, which I believe this Bears improved offensive line will do, a young running back can establish himself and be a contributor early on, much in the way Irving was for the Tampa Bay Bucs this past year.
I just like that he does. He takes care of the football. He does his job. He puts his head down. He's not super flashy guy. We haven't really talked to him much at all, I don't think, since he's gotten to camp. But he's always working. Like, it feels like he's always working, doing exactly what Eric Bieniemy is screaming at them to do, and that's valuable to them. He took some reps with the first team on Friday, guys, so I think they like what he's doing. And
a little history, too, with Ben Johnson and the Lions and the way they did business. Remember Craig Reynolds, who was an undrafted free agent? He was a star on Hard Knocks. And he's still on the Lions. Remember Jamal Williams, who, of course, has been a veteran who has done a lot of great things with Green Bay. But when he went to the Lions, all of a sudden he's featured and he's getting double-digit touchdowns. So there's going to be more room than just DeAndre Swift, and whether that's Roshan taking another step in this offense or someone like Monangai. We do have calls, guys. Let's go to Brendan and Morton Grove. Brendan, who's going to rock?
Morning, guys and girls. Happy Bears Sunday. You got hello?
Hello?
We're here.
Okay. So I got a guy that's gonna rock, but I just wanted to get some keys to why BJ is gonna why he's not starting Caleb, and I think it's because he wants him to work on the accuracy. You know, he wants him to get that 70%, and you look at all the good teams. They if they have the option, they want their quarterback to develop under somebody. So like what you were saying earlier, Silvy, Rodgers and Favre. So and player rock, I would go with the Monangai. You know, he's small like Genty, so maybe he can get him through those holes.
There you go.
Yeah,
there's
another
Brendan.
one for
They're going to run the ball a lot this year as well. I know we talked about Ben Johnson, his creativity in the passing game, and Caleb and Loveland and DJ Moore and Roma Dunze and all these guys. But don't forget, like, the foundation of Ben Johnson's offense is running the football. And when you run the football, then your play-action passing game becomes much more effective as well. So, we've talked a lot about throwing it in camp and all these. They're going to run the football, and I think you'll see quite a bit of that today.
Let's take another call here. Martin in Logan Square. Who's going to rock? Martin?
Yes, hello?
Yep.
Hi.
Hey, I'm not going to name a specific player. I just want to see the wide receiving core show up for Beagent. That way once they start with Williams, I just want to see them go all out right now.
Yeah, I get it. These guys are fighting for jobs, and I think what Waddle has mentioned, no procedural issues.
Yeah.
Everyone get on the same page and no false starts, no delay of games. It's something that we've seen a lot, and what will Beagent be able to do with the young guys that he talked about?
A clean game, no matter who's out there. Just like you talked about earlier, the basics of football, tackle the guy, and just doing those fundamental things well, and being disciplined at the line of scrimmage. I think that's important to see today.
I mean, whatever the scoreboard says at the end of the day really isn't important to me.
Same.
I'd love to win this game. You'd love to win any game that you step on the field and you're a part of. But I think there's so many other issues. And, Dionne, that for me offensively is the key. I need to see, because this is a new offense, terminology's different. There's a bunch of new faces in that offensive huddle. I want it to look cleaner than it has.
Yeah.
Early in training camp, it was sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got better. And then at Family Fest out here, Ben Johnson described what the offense did was sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
That sloppiness needs to go away sooner rather than later. Because if you can't do the little things, you're never going to be able to accomplish the big things. Whether it's Tyson Beagent, it's Case Keenum, or it's Caleb Williams. You've got to limit all of those mistakes that happen before the ball's even snapped. So today, that is a huge focus for me. Can you play a clean game regardless of who is out there and running your offense?
Can I say this, too, about Ben Johnson? The transparency, the honesty that he's given has been so refreshing, namely after Family Fest, when he said, if we don't clean that up, we're not going to win many football games. I mean, thank you. Don't pretend we're watching something different than we are, right? And so, and he says that, and the team is getting that same message, maybe with a little more colorful language.
So you're saying there's no coach speak coming from Ben Johnson so far?
No, word salad has taken a back seat.
Gosh, I hope that
I
hope that this is the way it's going to be forever.
Same.
Just wonder over the course of time, if you become a head coach and you're in year 3, do you just morph into somebody that uses
No, I don't think he will.
coach speak and word salad? I hope not. I don't think he will. I don't think that's his personality.
I don't think that's who he is.
But it is so refreshing to hear a guy ask the question and give a thoughtful answer.
Yes.
But my whole motto is don't hide things that don't need to be hidden.
Correct.
And Ben Johnson doesn't do that. Guys, we're at the Dr. Pepper stage here on the Dr. Pepper patio, and in Chicago, football runs deep, and Dr. Pepper runs colder. Oh, an ice-cold Dr. Pepper on a day like today. It's one of a kind, and it's the best flavors in football from kickoff to final whistle. It's a pepper thing. Grab yourself an ice-cold Dr. Pepper and enjoy the game on the air today with Joniak Thayer and J-Mac. Coming up next, a different answer from Ryan Poles on pressure than Caleb Williams gave us. And also I want to know from you guys, what will be a successful season for Caleb Williams this year? It's Bears and Dolphins. It's preseason action. We're 44 minutes away from kickoff. This is the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Offers end September 2nd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Tired of losing power? Feeling powerless? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. Power your sump pump, your fridge, your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling, so your home stays safe and comfortable. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
I'm Chicago personal injury lawyer Jim Morisi. Even when we're careful, other people's negligence can threaten our futures. As one of Illinois' most successful injury firms, winning the most complex personal injury and workers' compensation cases is what we do. Consultations are always free. Visit us at MauriciLongo.com. That's MoriciLongo. Maurici Longo and Associates. We're there when you need us.
Hey, Bears fans, it's Silvy. Steinhoffel's a proud partner of the Chicago Bears. Just opened their newest furniture and mattress superstore in Maryville Plaza in Maryville, Indiana. That makes 7 Chicagoland locations with the best selection, unbeatable value, and styles for every space and budget. Plus, they're 100% employee-owned. That's a local pride you can feel good about. Shop in-store or online anytime at steinhoffels.com.
At UI Health, compassion isn't just care, it's commitment. UI Health's team of experts listens to your story, understands your experience, and embraces your voice. That's because UI Health is with you every step of the way. Whether it's your stroke emergency, your cancer journey, or your transplant victory, UI Health's care heals and saves. UI Health, expert care for your journey. Learn more at uihealth.care.
You know me, I love a moment of certainty. And when it comes to your home, Jeff has the solution.
That's right, Jeff, because in this market, you shouldn't take a chance selling your house with just anyone.
No commissions, no lengthy showings, just a direct approach from a local veteran-owned company.
Since 2007, we've been buying houses quickly in Chicagoland. Get your easy as-is offer today.
Move forward with confidence, just like winning the coin toss. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com.
Jan from Toyota here with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long!
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
Chicago's home for sports is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Silvy takes your calls at halftime on ESPN Chicago.
I want to give a shout out to a local family of a player who is playing in today's game. They came up and introduced themselves at the Friday joint practice, and the family was just here on our Dr. Pepper stage. A.J. Henning, who is on the Miami Dolphins. He played for Michigan and then Northwestern.
Northwestern, of course.
The family is from Frankfurt. They could not be nicer. They listen to the radio station all the time. I won't say out loud that they remain big-time Bears fans. And
they're
so
hiding
shout
it well
out
today.
to the Henning family who stopped by once again. I want to play you some Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
And this was another one of the one-on-one interviews that we did on the Waddle and Silvy show. Ryan, as always, is very flexible with his time. And we asked him the same question that we asked Caleb Williams about pressure. He had a vastly different answer. Remember, Caleb earlier said that he doesn't feel pressure at all. It's a privilege, and this is Ryan Poles, even though he just got a new contract extension.
Yeah, I feel pressure every day. There's a new challenge every day. If it's an injury, anything going on, you have to address those things and help the team move forward. But yeah, every day you feel that. I think if you care, you should feel that, and that's what I love about my job, and love working with everyone that we do, because it's hard. You know, this game is hard. Building a roster is hard. You talk about 15 wins. Like, I signed up for this, and I knew early on that those struggles were going to be there, and this was going to be a heavy lift. I understand the pressure and the history of this organization, and how big this fan base is, and dealing with that. So, I think if you don't feel that pressure, then something's probably wrong with you. You shouldn't be there. So,
what did you guys think of what Ryan Poles had to say?
Well, it's in stark contrast to his quarterback.
Interesting juxtaposition there.
Look,
yes.
I said when you played the clip and Caleb responding to the question, everybody deals with it differently. The pressure exists.
Yes,
How
absolutely.
you handle the pressure, everybody can do it differently. But this is There's a lot of pressure that goes along with this business, and everybody feels it.
I heard the difference that I heard was just age and maturity. Like just recognizing the situation and being able to assess it in that moment. That's what I heard. But and you're right though, Tom. I think Caleb does maybe feel pressure, but to him, he doesn't call it that. He feels an urgency to get it right. I mean, that was something we were just talking about in the Tribune. They did Dan Weider did a one-on-one with Caleb, and he asked him about this whole situation of it being a race, right? Like Ben Johnson said, it's a race, and Caleb basically described it as yes, but this is not a jogging race. It's like he's trying to run a 4-minute marathon, right? Like a 4-minute mile marathon, and get to September 8th and get it going as fast as he can. So feeling that urgency, but also trying to do it efficiently. And I just like that description. He said he understood it well that way, that's how he's approaching this as we're sprinting through a 26.2 mile
Caleb
marathon.
has also said that he keeps receipts.
Yeah.
Which would tell you that he's hearing the good and the bad.
Yes.
So if you're keeping receipts, maybe you also acknowledge that there could be a little bit of pressure being applied from the people that may be saying things that you're keeping the receipts about.
I like to call it motivation.
That's fine. Exactly. Whatever you want to call it.
All right, coming up next, we will crosstalk with the entire booth. Joniak, Thayer, and J-Mac, who is down on the field. We'll see if J-Mac took in any of the pregame warm-up. And Joniak has been very excited to get back at it. We will hear from Joniak's journal. Coming up next, Bears and Dolphins. We are just over a half hour away from kickoff on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
With 3 locations to serve Chicagoland, Advantage Chevrolet gives you so much more. Visit and see the amazing inventory and savings at Advantage Chevrolet Hodgkins. And Advantage Chevrolet values your time. They'll have you in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right. Drive off in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they will make your first car payment. Visit AdvantageChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Must mention offer upon arrival before negotiation. Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
Illinois State University and Chicago's favorite football team have a lot in common. A long tradition. Illinois State is the oldest public university in Illinois. A history of success. Redbird graduates earn $15,000 more than the national average, and highly regarded recruits. Our newest freshman class is our largest ever. There's never been a better time to tune in on Sundays, and there's never been a better time to be a Redbird. Get started on a Hall of Fame career today. Learn more and apply for admission at illinoisstate.edu/admissions.
Want to live life at max volume? Then look no further than Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. With over 1,700 slots, 80 table games, live entertainment, and 5 restaurants which span a wide range of culinary genres, we are sure to have something for everyone. Whether you want to indulge in a savory dish at Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood, or take in dinner and live music at the world-renowned Hard Rock Cafe. Amplify your entertainment experience at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-8094. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
You've heard their name around town, Costa Iavoni, and I'm talking with personal injury attorneys Julio Costa and Anthony Iavoni. You guys have built a serious rep in Chicago. What's the playbook?
We grew up here. Southside baseball games in the summer.
Football battles on Sundays in the fall.
We know the city, and we fight hard for the people in it.
Exactly. We recognize that our clients are the same people we see in the stands with us at those games.
That's what being local is all about. We get you.
Costa Iavoni, your local personal injury lawyers at 708-4million.
You know that sound, and you better get used to it. Because when you bank with Consumers Credit Union, you've got people cheering for you everywhere you go. Whether it's a quick run to the grocery store, the gas station, or shopping on your phone without even getting out of bed. When you get that kind of support with lower fees, great rates, and a team that's fully committed to your success, you win. Consumers Credit Union, the people in your corner.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. And now, it could be your ticket in. Enter the Dr. Pepper Bears Ticket Sweepstakes at drpepperticketsweeps.com/bears for your chance to win tickets to an upcoming game. Terms and conditions may apply.
This is the home for every Bears game.
Touchdown! Touchdown Bears!
ESPN Chicago.
Joniak and Thayer with Jason McKee. Bears football, ESPN Chicago.
Bears and Dolphins, we're a half hour away from preseason kickoff number 1. Every part of this pregame show is my favorite, but my favorite is when we talk to Joniak, Thayer, and J-Mac, and we get everybody involved. And Joniak's Journal is presented by Steinhoffel's, Chicagoland's furniture and mattress leader. They are now open in Maryville, Indiana. Shop in-store and online at steinhoffels.com. That is 7 Chicagoland locations. Jeff, we have seen 2 Tom Waddle jerseys today, and the latest from a family that has a dog named Waddle.
It's so spectacular. I love it. Is that a first?
I think so. The dog,
Yeah, the dog.
The
yeah,
dog,
okay.
yeah.
Jeff, what do you think of that?
I love it, and I hope that one day somebody's going to name a dog Joniak, Jones, JJ, something like that. That would be an amazing thing for me. But yeah, Tom Waddle, he's royalty, baby. I was quizzing these guys up here before the guy. Hey, they didn't even want to play ball. I said, hey, think about it. Your first time in an NFL uniform, what was that like? Tell me the story. And they were all very McKee, Tommy, Waddle, they were all the same, man. You know, I was worried about losing my job. You know, I just wanted a little something to get myself going for the 2025 campaign here. Give me some goosebumps, Tom.
You're the same guy that told me that you didn't want me to send the mass text messages to you anymore because you don't like answering them. So if we don't want to answer you about your silly questions,
answering them, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. Anyway,
he changes like the weather, Tom.
No,
I know, J-Man.
No, I am nothing but consistent. I am consistent. I'm durable. I'm reliable.
Did you guys see Joniak
I'm accountable.
This week? That was you were in regular season form with the dance, but I'm just figuring out, where did you learn how to dance?
There's no learning.
GPT?
No,
did you ask ChatGPT teach me how to dance?
New
teach me how to Dougie on ChatGPT?
It's a feeling. You know it. It's just a feeling, and you just roll with it.
You're a man of many
you got
talents.
nothing but instigators over here. Waddle's an instigator. Thayer's an instigator, sending it to everybody I know. Look at this. So I got laughed at.
We just love
Even high school friends are now sending it back to me. What's this? What's this all about?
You got
Jeff,
rhythm, and I'm proud of you.
Jeff, I know you want to get into the Journal, but before we do that, I think we would be depriving our fans and maybe keep it a little shorter than pregame upstairs. Let's go around the room with Waddle, J-Mac, and Thayer and tell us your first taste of NFL football in the preseason.
Wow. I just remember it, like Tom said it best. He always was afraid that he was going to be brought into the office the following day and released. And that was my feeling was always, this could be my last opportunity, so I better not what up. So I got to make sure I make no mistakes, and when I'm given the opportunity, I got to make a play. But I felt the pressure. I felt I thought it was great. I felt the moment. I thought it was a great opportunity. But, I remember being nervous that this may be my last opportunity to make a play.
J-Mac, what about you?
Yeah, I was excited. I mean, the first NFL game that I ever been to was one that I played in, and that was a preseason game back when I was with the Philadelphia Eagles. And like Tom said, you're just excited, but you know that this is a big opportunity for you, and you have to make the most of it because there isn't no tomorrow. Guys' lockers were being cleaned out left and right, and you wanted to be one of those guys that became a mainstay in that locker room. And, preseason game, you're in there. You're playing. I was playing offense. I was on punt. I was on punt return. I was on kickoff and kickoff return. You look to the sideline, your coach is saying there is nobody to go in for you. So this is it. You have to make the most of every rep, because if you don't make this particular team, then there's other teams out there watching your film that may give you an opportunity to play in this league.
And I didn't play until the second half of my 4th preseason game. So I was angry, mad, and I just wanted an opportunity to play before they cut me. So we were playing the Buffalo Bills second half. I went in and had an opportunity to play, and I don't know if it earned me an opportunity, but I was able to stick around after that.
Well, my first preseason game was the Cincinnati Bengals in 2001, and on opening kickoff, I had tears in my eyes. I had to keep it together. I couldn't believe it. So there's my little nugget.
I love that. Joniak in Platteville in the dorm was rehearsing all the names, and he had T.J. Hushmanzada that he had to say in his very first.
That is
I
awesome.
still remember it like yesterday, Jeff. And I could hear you now. Jeff had a different face to this week in Hallis.
Mm-hmm.
He went to game face mode. And I could hear you now say, look, I work on this journal all day, Silvy. You better give me the football and let me run.
Yeah. Now I got to worry about Jonah Sava-Ianaya, offensive lineman and he's a good one. So for the Miami Dolphins. Anyway, I'll keep it simple. First impression is all Ben Johnson. We got to remember now, AP NFL Assistant Coach of the Year is OC of the high-scoring Lions. Put up so many great numbers. He's our offensive play caller and head coach of the Charter franchise. His maiden voyage. That has been a great first impression. Second thought, in the competition period yesterday or Friday, one-on-ones, Bears receivers, they really kind of lit up the Dolphin defensive backs. They had 8 straight completions or flags for defensive pass interference. So, hey, carry it over to today. The secondary is probably the weakest part of the Miami defense right now, which was a very good defense last year, at least at the cornerback position. Minkah Fitzpatrick is awesome, and they're going to play. They're dressed. They're out here. They're going to play here today. Third degree, the Bears secondary, which I continue to say remains the heartbeat of this team until further notice. They bring the juice. They intercepted 2 or 3 times. You'd only been intercepted 1 time throughout training camp, according to all the Dolphin writers. And my fourth and short, a little nugget. Caleb Williams, teammates with Luther Burden's Missouri teammate, undrafted rookie Theo Weiss Jr. while at Oklahoma. Also Taj Washington at USC. Through to him, he's a second-year receiver where the former 7th rounder played for 3 seasons. Just these linkages to Caleb Wynn. A lot of receivers, including his own John Jackson, his roommate, and Buddy here still working. He'll get some practice here today against these Miami Dolphins. Nice and neat. There's my journal.
Guys, we will catch up with you right before the game. Thanks so much.
See you guys.
There's the guys in the booth. Awesome
They're
stuff in
best.
Joniak's journal. Coming up next, you're going to hear from Ben Johnson. We've got some game predictions and notes that we're going to share with you. Ben Johnson, way more transparent. You're going to enjoy it and hearing from him next. It is Bears against the Dolphins. We're 25 minutes away from kick here at Soldier Field on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Reason number 354 to visit the city of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway. How about Flag Creek Golf Course, one of the finest 9-hole golf courses in the Chicagoland area? This Greg Martin designed course offers something for every skill of golfer. Conveniently located off of I-55 and 294. So book your tee time today at flagcreekgolfcourse.com. Looking for a new home base? Visit the city of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway.
For over 2 decades, I've called the plays here in Chicago, and when it comes to a winning strategy for selling your home, I've found the perfect play.
At Jeff Buys Your House, we offer a fast and easy solution for selling your house. No repairs, no commissions, no hassle. We're a local, veteran-owned company, and we've made the process simple since 2007.
Don't take a chance selling your house with just anyone. Trust the team at Jeff Buys Your House. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com today for your no-obligation offer.
Hey, parents throughout Chicagoland, if you're like me and only want the best and safest option for your kids, you've got to go check out my guys at FenceWorks, a.k.a. the guy on 41. FenceWorks is the premier spot for playgrounds, fencing, trampolines, and basketball hoops. I recently got a hoop installed by FenceWorks, and my kids are thrilled. FenceWorks has been treating families like mine to quality, safety, and exceptional service for over 58 years. Swing by their Northbrook showroom or check out theguyon41.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, meditation apps, cleanses. But how do you know what really works for you? As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our fans get 10% off their first month of BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
Hey Bears fans, it's Silvy. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, and this season they're teaming up with Special Spaces Illinois to create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. Every time the Bears defense causes a false start at home, Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Illinois. Steinhoffels, now with 7 locations, has Chicagoland's largest selection of furniture and mattresses, all styles, every budget, and they're 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
$3.5 million. The Verdoyak Law Group wins again for their clients. You heard that right. The Verdoyak Law Group recovered $3.5 million for a client who was injured in an auto accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoyak Law Group. Hey, it's the good kid. Let me tell you, playing pro football and being on the radio for years, I've had the chance to endorse many companies, but I've never endorsed one owned by close friends until now. The Verdoyak Law Group has been helping people for over 60 years, including my friends and neighbors. When you need a lawyer, experience matters. The Verdoyak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for clients, serving over 40,000 cases in personal injury, auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and more. Their proven results and commitment to clients make them the right choice. They've helped my neighbors and friends, and they'll help you too. Call 8444-VLG-LAW today. The Verdoyak Law Group. Experience you can trust.
The Chicago Bears podcast. If you aren't listening, you're not getting the whole story. See it or hear it now on the ESPN Chicago app or wherever you like to pod. Hear Bears games on the ESPN Chicago app.
It is hopping here at Soldier Field 20 minutes before kickoff. Bears and Dolphins. Let's hear from the brand new head coach of the Chicago Bears for the first time in game action, Ben Johnson. Here's the voice of the Bears, Jeff Joniak.
From Soldier Field, welcome to the Bears and Miami Dolphins. Jeff Joniak with Bears head coach Ben Johnson, counting you down to kickoff. Welcome to the Bears Radio Network. I know it's preseason, but it's a football game, and it's your first one as an NFL head coach, so emotions, thoughts, I'm wondering what's going on.
Yeah, no, I'm fired up about it. The Family Fest we had last week, that was my first moment of going to the stadium with the team, and so maybe some butterflies were going on there. I don't know if I'll have that same experience going into this one or not, but this group is fired up and they're ready to go.
All right, your training camp has been impressive. Flat out, that's just my opinion. You don't have to share it, but very intentional, and it's grabbing the league's attention. What has been the feedback from your locker room?
I think these guys are excited. They're out there competing right now. We're getting better every day. They're seeing it come together. Dennis Allen's doing a phenomenal job with the defense. They've brought intensity throughout training camp. We really haven't had a letdown on either side of the ball. They're all focused. They're intentional with everything that they're doing. Certainly one unit gets the better of the other unit within a period or within a practice, but I think we've had some healthy back and forth throughout. And so getting into the preseason games here will be great because now we're not hitting on each other as much, and we'll be able to let our aggression loose on an opponent.
Well, you did some of that with the Dolphins this week. I always love the shared practice. I think it's a terrific tool, provided you get your work done. Do you feel you got a lot out of it?
Absolutely. It's really invaluable. It's really invaluable to gauge where your team is at, and so that's where I'm really proud of these guys. They took it. They knew how important this was to the coaching staff to get a good eval of where we're at as a team and where they're at individually, but at the same time, they got better as a unit as well.
All right, which sets the table for tonight. What are you hoping to see?
Same thing that we've been preaching all training camp, and that's competition. We want to see these guys let it loose. I know there's a lot of butterflies for these young guys in particular, first time, really with the fans out there. We try to get some of those nerves out of the way with the Family Fest, like I alluded to before, but there's always just a little bit of angst and anxiety, and just remembering it's still football. It's what they've done their entire lives. It's what they're good at, and it's just another opportunity to hit the grass and have a little fun.
What's your quarterback playing tonight?
We're going to end up starting Tyson, and he'll play that first half, and then we'll get Case in there, and we'll keep it rolling. But Caleb's plan going into this that we agreed on was he's going to get a significant number of reps going into the night and coming out the day after the game. We're gonna get him loaded up, so he's going to get a lot of reps that aren't at the game.
What about your stance on just some starters in general? Will any of them get on the field, the presumed starters?
Yeah, we've got a group of guys, call it 9 on offense and 9 on defense, that, like I said, we got a plan for them outside of the actual game, whether it's lifting, running, conditioning, routes. The practice after the game is going to be a big one for us, and so there's probably a handful that won't be dressed out here.
I love the fact you picked the Dolphins. This is speed comes to mind, right? So it'll be a test of speed and a test of physicality from our point of view.
No question about it. You know, Coach McDaniel does a great job scheming things open, both in the run game and in the passing game. So our defense will get a ton of different looks here, and you know how we want to play. We want to play aggressive on defense, up in your face challenge, and so it's a lot of bump and run, and our corners, you know, it'll be a little bit of a track meet for them here.
All right, I'm going to ask you this every week. I'm springing it on you now. I finish off with saying, what's the name of the game today?
Name of the game is compete, 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 and we're looking to win this thing.
All right, good luck. We'll talk to you after the game. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jeff.
As Bears head coach Ben Johnson, Bears-Dolphins coming up at 12:05 the kickoff. We'll talk to you after the game. For Bears head coach Ben Johnson, I'm Jeff Joniak. Back to pregame with Mark, Tom, and Dionne.
Thanks so much. Compete, compete, compete. I like that. Now let's make some predictions, whether it's about who's going to have a big game or what you think you're going to see today or what you want to see. It's all brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Can save up to $4,000 on new furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons. I called the number this weekend. Monday morning, first appointment,
Yeah.
I've got both a plumber coming, shout out to Wade in the plumbing department, and an air duct guy coming out.
Nice.
So we had ourselves some sort of a weekend. But I got Four Seasons right in my corner.
Well, there you go.
That's what happens when you have young sons. Your plumbing somehow, some way goes sideways at times.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what are you guys anticipating to see today? Anything sideways?
I don't know if anything sideways. I don't know how this is differentiating from who's going to rock, but I do think we're going to see Colston Loveland. I think he's going to be impressive today. I think so. I think we've seen enough from him at practice to see that he's not your typical tight end. He can do so much. I think him and Beagent are going to click today. I'm excited to see that, and I think fans will notice Ozzie Trapillo. I think they will notice him.
Well, it's hard to miss him. He's 6'8", and 315.
But I mean, in his activity.
Yes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing if you notice the left
But
tackle?
I think in a good way. I think in a good way. I think it's a good thing, don't you think?
Yeah, it depends on if you're watching it intently to see how well he does, and you're like, wow, that is great. You don't want to see him, in turnstile mode. But I'm with you. I think that you'll notice him first and foremost because there's a really good chance he'll be the biggest guy on the field at all times.
Uh-huh.
But I think he's, this is a moment. Look, football's in his blood. I played with his dad, Steve, at Boston College. His father passed away when he was very, very young, but he played 6, 7, 8 years in the National Football League as an offensive tackle. So it's in his blood. I think he'll handle himself quite well. My prediction would be, and I mentioned it earlier in the show, I think you're going to see a really aggressive style of defense from Dennis Allen. I don't think they're going to play it vanilla. I don't care if it's twos in there the majority of the time. It's threes. Whoever's in there, I think Dennis Allen wants to set the tone with his own guys. We're going to come after you. We're going to play bump and run man defense on the outside, and we're going to come at you from any number of different ways. So I think defensively you're going to see an aggressive style. And I also think you're going to see Tyson Beagent control things and handle things quite well and kind of reassure how you feel about the Bears' backup quarterback.
I told Charlie, one of our great producers, to write that down, the point about Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen talking about bump and run. because I wanted to learn this from you, Waddle. To me, I've always begged coaches, play up on the line of scrimmage, try to throw them off their routes, disrupt the timing. But we have seen many coaches here who like to play off. Why don't we see more coaches want to play this way? And what could be some of the things that are they open to a big play? Is that what other coaches are scared of?
Well, that, and if you've got a solid pass rush and you're playing bump and run, the ball's got to come out quick. So the quarterback can't sit back there. The longer I have to run a route and bump and run coverage against the cornerback, there's a chance I can shake him, I can double move him. If the play is allowed to develop, I have a better chance of beating him. You can also beat him at the line of scrimmage and the ball comes out quick. It's just a style. I think what you're trying to do is disrupt what the offense is trying to do. The offense, listen, I would have loved to have played against defenses that sat back 8 to 10 yards and didn't try to maul you at the line of scrimmage. It affects how you're going to run your routes. It affects how a quarterback is able to read things. So I like it. You got to have guys, though, because if your corners can't handle that style, you're asking for a big play. And those big plays will accumulate and ultimately put you behind the 8 ball. But when you got a guy like Jalen Johnson, you got a physical cornerback who's got to play discipline this year, and Tyreek Stevenson, I think it's advantage Bears. I mean, I think that if you have guys that can do it, you're much better off pressing wide receivers at the line of scrimmage as opposed to sitting back and letting them dictate policy.
Is it important, guys, Dan, we'll start with you, about winning? Like, it was one thing Ben Johnson said there. I mean, you're never going to hear an NFL coach, even if it's a preseason game, say we don't want to win.
Right.
But he was like, compete, and we want to win. Is it important to learn how to win even in the preseason?
I think so. I think so. He's trying to change a culture, though. So he's wanting them to fight with that intensity through the whole thing, results regardless, right? At this point, he wants to see that kind of intensity and commitment to it throughout the whole thing. But let's remember, boys, last preseason, the Bears went undefeated, and it mattered precious little at the end of that 10-game losing streak. So let's not even the results to me don't matter. But I think for a coach who's trying to establish his identity on his team, he wants to see them with that intensity, with that intent to win through the entire game today.
Yeah, you're always, I mean, anytime you walk on the field, you want to win. Regardless, if you want to go outside and play pickup basketball with your friends down the street, you want to beat them. But at the end of the day, in a preseason game, I think there are things that are more important, especially with a new coaching staff. The procedural issues. Are you where you need to be? Is your quarterback and the rest of your offense kind of getting a feel for what Ben Johnson's asking you to do? Is the defense comfortable and accustomed to what Dennis Allen is asking them to do? And winning at a lot of occasions is the byproduct of you being at the right place at the right time and doing what you're supposed to do. So if everybody is on their P's and Q's and you're not making mental mistakes and you're not making the physical mistakes, and even if it's basic, there's a really good chance you're going to win.
Yeah.
So, winning in the preseason, as Dionne said, isn't the end-all, be-all. You'd like to win. But I think especially with a new head coach, what's more important to me is that everything looks clean.
One other thing, too, Brad Biggs is tweeting that it looks like Tyreek Stevenson is the only projected Bears starter on defense.
Good.
That will play today, and that's what we talked about. And on offense, Braxton Jones, Ozzie Trapillo, and Colston Loveland. That's a wrap here from the Dr. Pepper stage. We'll be back next week, and for every regular season game, the boys will join us coming up next. You'll hear from the guys in the booth. It's Joniak, Thayer, and J-Mac. We've got the call of the game. Don't forget, I take your calls at halftime at 312-332-3776. Bears and Dolphins ready to go on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.